Aren't we supposed to talk so we're in the middle
We
of
should
it?
probably start.
So and I
Yeah,
was
sure.
talking about then I flipped the burger and it just hit the ceiling.
And then
And
leggings.
I just hello everybody.
Oh, welcome
You
to
did a good
Functions
job.
and
That was
Dragons.
perfect.
That really was
Yeah.
good. I want to know more about the burger now,
How
actually.
hard are you
Listen,
flipping
Let
burgers?
me tell you something. When it
Jonathan?
comes to latency, I am very good at predicting it.
Yeah.
So I know how to mess with latency. I have played a lot
me
of
secrets.
MMOs in my life.
Mm.
I'm sorry, Anna. What secret did you need?
Oh, I was like, tell me your secrets. That's all.
About latency or burgers?
Yes.
All your secrets.
I need specifics.
I'm
here.
interested in the intersection of latency and burgers. I feel
Yeah.
like there's something there.
Make sure you stop cooking the burger about 1 minute before you intended to, so that last minute it'll cook. It'll cook at its own heat,
Yes.
and then you get the perfect burger. Latency
Yeah.
and burgers. Thank you.
How
I
do
love
you
it.
feel? And I'm gonna watch your face for your
Tune in
reaction.
weekly for more cooking tips from
Yeah.
Functions and Dragons.
Ebook coming out
John,
next
how
week.
do you feel?
Sorry.
I'm
Sorry,
That's okay,
sorry,
it's
you
okay.
keep trying to
I'm
say.
just staring.
It's cool. How do you feel about sous vide?
Sous vide. I don't have a sous vide machine, as it were, but I happen to find it delicious.
Okay.
And if I when I own a kitchen that isn't, a box, basically, that and an air fryer are the two of the first things I'm going to be purchasing.
I've heard this. I just really like asking that question because people are either like, "Oh yeah, it sounds great," or like, "It is the worst thing to happen to cooking."
No, whoever
very
says
divisive.
that just.
I don't even
Yeah,
know what it means, so now you have a third type.
Yes. Basically, you vacuum seal food in a bag and you boil the bag.
Yep.
Well, yeah, it's weird because you do it for a very long time, so it's a low temperature for a
So it's
long
like slow
time,
cooking.
kinda, but in water. So
It's like poaching meets slow cooking.
yeah, it's weird because when you sous vide a steak, it doesn't cook, it doesn't sear or anything, so it just is
There's no browning.
yeah, it's just a steak, but you get the best flavor possible.
Yeah. I mean, it's been around forever. It's it's not like a new technique.
Is it actually French?
I think so.
Yeah.
Probably most cooking
The name
techniques
is
are.
heavily
Fair.
French, at least.
Yeah. Oh. 1974. I'm very bad at pronouncing French,
74?
so I will not attempt his name. But there was a French chef in a restaurant in
The Pralou?
Tell
me
I think
more.
that's it. I think it's Pralou.
It's so sad because my mother speaks French and I'm just terrible at pronunciation.
I can ask my wife. She knows French. So I think is the way to say his last name. Get the translator here.
Apparently, it's French for under vacuum.
Oh.
Under vacuum. I'm more confused now.
Under
Sous
vacuum.
vide is
Yeah.
not his name.
Oh no.
I feel like Anna was interpreting that as his name meant that. I might be
Pralous.
wrong.
Pralous?
Here, I'll send the Wikipedia article in Twitch
They
chat.
get.
All right, so hang on. I need a quick count. I think, is it everyone? Emily, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure everybody here has ADHD. Is that correct, Colin? I don't remember if you do.
Undiagnosed.
Undiagnosed. Yeah.
I don't have a diagnosis, and I had an appointment the morning of the 24th.
You have it then. If you were at the point where you're getting an appointment, you have it. You basically have it.
Well, I wasn't at the appointment.
No. I mean, you're at the point where you were going for an appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get the appointment?
Yeah.
I talked to Simeon about it the night before. I was like, I don't want to have to go to the doctor alone tomorrow. I hate that we can't have the boys over at my parents' house or have my mom come over and watch them. I want you to be there with me. I hate going to the doctor alone. I've had bad experiences all growing up because I'm a woman, and I'm very passive when it comes to authority figures. And I do a lot better if they're with me. But Yeah. So like we had this full-on conversation, and then around noon on the 24th, I was like, shit. It is impossible to get an ADHD diagnosis when you have ADHD and cannot remember jack.
Yes.
That's why I
Like,
said if you get to the point where you have the appointment, where you've made the
Yeah.
appointment, but you don't go to it.
well,
You're
here's the thing. This was like a secondary appointment because I had talked to my general practitioner, and she will not prescribe ADHD medication because she doesn't feel comfortable diagnosing it. She wants me to see a specialist. But it was the middle of a pandemic, and also I was just starting to get help with my skin condition and chronic illness and stuff, and so it kind of got pushed aside. So it's not even an appointment to get a prescription, it's to get a referral, and then I have to make another appointment
This,
with a whole different doctor.
this is exactly what I had to do.
It's going to be years
Yeah, it's a
before
nightmare.
I get help.
So
I'm
two
sorry.
things. One, this adds to the well, here you go. Here are a bunch of folks who are neurodiverse in some way, having conversations about, well, who the hell knows what directions are going down.
Ooh.
That's why I brought it up at first.
Yeah.
And two, now that you brought this up, Emily, you bring up another very interesting thing about how the entire process of getting a diagnosis for any neurodiversity is in and of itself not accessible because of that neurodiversity. So, so yes, exactly.
I feel like if I could get if I could just get through to where I can get something for it, Ritalin or whatever they prescribe now,
Adderall.
and Adderall,
Adderall's
yeah,
common.
yeah. If I could just get it, then my life would have I would be able to do things like make and keep doctor's appointments.
Like, give me a week's dose so I can actually get this dealt with.
Yes,
Wait,
yes.
here's
Like
the
give
thing.
me a trial so that I can make and keep an appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Then
plus
you have my problems where you forget to take your medicine every morning.
Oh,
I have a
Yeah.
system.
It
is not the type of system that the pharmacist approves of,
I see.
but it is a system
See.
and it works for me.
that's the most important. Why would they not approve if it works for you?
They don't understand how my brain works.
Mm.
They think that I should use the little boxes,
Eat the
I
boxes.
can never use the
Well,
boxes.
I use the boxes for a week until they're empty.
They're empty.
And then you have to remember to fill them.
No.
I have just a very narrow shelf, and when I take my nighttime med, I move it to the front and push
Mhm.
my morning med to the back, so then I know that I've taken it. And then if during the day the next day I look and my nighttime med is still in the front, I know I haven't taken my daytime med yet.
That's what I do with my coffee flavors when I want to alternate them. I move them to the front and the back. I'm like, oh, this was in the front. Okay, I'm putting that back for tomorrow now. I have
And I
coffee
never
tomorrow.
have to refill boxes. Yeah.
One of the things that I think will help.
Luckily, I don't have very many meds to take.
One of the things that I think will help her get a diagnosis is I've been reading stuff and things are speaking to me, and now I want to actually go through that, but I'm not allowed to get a diagnosis until she gets one. So, you know.
I will tell you, if it's anything like me trying to get a diagnosis, it is an absolute nightmare, even once you get to the doctor. Because the first person I went to, I answered all the questions, and they were like, "Yeah, you scored like almost all of those," and they were like, "But I still don't think you have it."
Wow.
What?
I did try to do teledoc in the time between after my doctor was like, you need to see a specialist, and
What did you tell him? Sorry.
I told that doc everything. I had this whole list, which I had taken to my GP and then lost, so I had to write out again. And because I have ADHD, and I tried to explain my hyperfocus, but unfortunately, I said that I hyperfocus on books. And I can sit and read all day and not eat and not go to the bathroom. But she got so caught up on the fact that I like to read and that I can read, and completely disregarded everything else that I said. I'm like, okay, good to know. Don't say that I did well in school and that I like to read. don't say those things because then they don't think you have it.
That's what happened to me the first time too. Because I did never have like discipline problems in school, and that's just like immediately they're just like, nope, it's not ADHD. Like you don't have it, and I'm like,
I was like the model child in school. I was every teacher's favorite. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
and that's so much
that.
more common with girls too. Like,
but it's like it's so more comfortable psychologically when you can do whatever shit you want and hyper focus on other interesting things after you've done all of the things that like teachers and parents expect of you. I feel like that was like the main incentive and the thing that was pushing me, and the fact that I could draw during the class, which meant I can like escape from whatever the shit was going on in the classroom.
I have to say,
not written up for that.
I have to say, I feel like the only thing they should need to diagnose me is knowing that I failed a college class because I halfway through the class just decided it wasn't interesting anymore and told myself. So we had two classes a week, one on Tuesday, one on Thursday, and I was like, well, fuck, it's Tuesday. I'll go to the Thursday one. We have a pop quiz on one of those 2 days, and it's 50-50 chance I missed it, 50-50 chance I get it, and then I get to Thursday, and I'd be like, well, there's a 50-50 chance I already missed it, so I'll not go. And I failed that class. That class, to be fair, was really boring. It was a class that should not have been boring. It was a drugs and culture class in sociology, and it was the most boring thing in the world.
That should be so interesting.
I know. It was interesting to start with, and then after that, it was very just like I don't care. This is way too academic for me. And this is after I've already taken this is the thing that kept me from getting a sociology minor. Actually, I had this one class. If I'd passed it, I would have had a minor in sociology, and I just decided I wasn't gonna.
One of the things that made me realize that I hyperfocus is some of my Twitter threads, like taking the time and just like nothing else exists for the hour while I figure out writing down this Twitter thread.
Yeah. The thing that made me realize
I used to be like that, and then I realized I don't have the energy anymore for that shit. So now I just like blog almost right away, even if I get the wrong vibes. Like I don't want to deal with it. There's just too much exploring and too much explaining, and like they just don't deserve it. They don't deserve the time.
Yeah, definitely.
I realized I do the hyperfocus thing when I was explaining to someone that I don't hyperfocus, and I was like, yeah, like sometimes I just remember that it's been 3 hours, but that's not hyperfocus, right?
Oh my god.
Oh, awesome. Something game changer for the medicines. I got a timer cap, and it tells you how long it's been since you've opened the bottle.
Nice. The trick is you have to look at the bottle, though. If you.
Well, okay. So having my dog, he needs medicine twice a day because he's a very itchy dog. He's allergic to people.
Wow.
He's allergic to everything. But the lady was going down the doctor was going down the list, and she's just like, oh, like pollen, trees, this, that, the other thing, mattress dust. I'm like, what is mattress dust? She's like, oh, it's human skin cells. I'm like, human dander? It's human dander. She's like, yeah. I'm like, my dog's allergic to me. She's like, yeah, yep. So he gets a pill. He gets half a pill, one in the morning, one at night. And because he definitely lets me know by like clawing at his tiny little adorable face, which I don't want him to do. He lets me know if he hasn't taken it. So I have to.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yes.
Is he on Apoquel?
He sure is.
That's what my dog's on too.
Oh, it's good stuff. Nothing worked until that. It was a godsend.
I have a med reminder app for my Apple Watch, and it just keeps beeping at me until I mark it as taken.
Yeah, I hate those.
Yeah, so
they're so annoying, but at least I remember.
I feel like I would mark it as taken, be like, yeah, I'll do it in just a second. Stop beeping at me, and then.
Yeah. See, I don't let myself do that.
That's what I do with my alarms. I have like an alarm app that makes you do like a CAPTCHA test to like wake up, and I've gotten really good at just doing them in my sleep, or like when I do it, and then I go back to bed. I'm really good at this kind of stuff. So
sleepy catch-ups.
And I've met Markov, so I can tell you that he likes people. Like he likes people a lot. So that's sad to know that he's allergic. That's so sad.
I mean, You figure we're allergic to them. Some of us are allergic to
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
and you know.
Yeah.
Emily, when you were talking about like reading the book that you wanted to read,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
when I was a kid, my mom would, I would act up, and my mom was like, "Go to your room," and I'm like, "Fine," and she's like, "And no reading." I'm like, "You monster! I hate you."
My parents took all of the books out of like places where I could access in the house once, and I was miserable. It was like a week. It was like the only time I got in trouble as a kid, because that was the punishment, and that is not worth doing anything wrong.
No.
My mom was a librarian, so that was never a problem for me.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, we went to the library every week. I always had like the max like 50 books checked out. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I
50.
I love
You
libraries.
could have like
Did
3
not
from
like
my
reading.
library, I think. Like something like that.
I would get like every single Boxcar Children that was available. I had a tote bag, and I was allowed to get as many books as I could fit in it, and I could fit a
That's
lot of books in
awesome.
that thing.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I did not like reading as a kid.
Me either.
How I ended up liking reading is there was a summer reading program, and there was this teddy bear that was one of the prizes, and I really, really, really wanted him. And so I did it. And I found out I liked reading science books at that age.
Yeah.
So I would like read the how machines work and how things work books, and
that's I mean, like I said, my mom's a librarian, so I kind of have to feel this way. But I really don't think that there's anybody who doesn't like reading. I just think there are people who haven't found the books that they like reading yet.
You are such a librarian's child.
I know.
Yeah. I agree with that.
My Reddit Secret Santa doesn't like books. She said, the person that I got assigned
That's
in like favorite books / authors. She said, I don't like books. Period. And I was like, how am I supposed to shop for you?
That's a challenge.
That
That means you just have to find a book you like.
No, I'm not going to send somebody that I don't know
Yeah.
who specifically in their forums said I don't like books. Try this one.
Yeah.
You mentioned you like the Vampire Diaries show. Have you read the book?
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to be doing tonight?
I think we're doing it
This
right.
is it. Yeah, we're getting to know the Functions and Dragons crew and/or characters and/or world and/or an AMA maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
questions
playing
in the
game.
chat?
I don't. There's If anybody has questions in the chat,
in the title.
You want to know any thing about the world, about our characters, about the people here?
It should
how
be
much I like
AUA
books.
for Ask Us.
Ask us anything.
It should
Ow.
Yeah.
Yay! Sorry.
You got me.
Very excited.
My current like hyper focus session that I feel like I could write 6 books on is communication and like language and how like imprecise it is. Because I've been talking to my therapist about that. Been thinking about that like in all of my free time right now.
Yeah, that's I'm working on a side project and I'm in the same world where it's like that's all I'm thinking about, and which is good. So yeah, it's fun.
I think I want to reread The Gene. It's a very good book. The pins are they're organized by theme. I'll talk about them later, I guess.
Pin derailment. I'm okay with that.
You can do a tour.
Yeah, I'm
a tour of
okay
your
with
pins.
the pins, please.
The fans want to know.
Oh dear. There's a lot of them. I wonder if I can
show
get
them all.
Okay, so this is my beepity beep beep beep. Woo! They're part of the wall now.
Never
Well.
come off.
Oh, my landlady's not hearing that. Oh, there we go. They are interestingly attached to the wall very securely. There you go.
It's anti-theft device.
Yes. So these
Not
are
like they
my
could just pull them off.
these are my happy pins. I got a bunch from 100 Soft, which are like the ones with the little smiley faces.
Ooh, these are really nice.
A bunch of little like pride pins.
Rupees.
Are those rupees?
Those are rupees.
Yes,
Awesome.
they're
Those are
rupees. These are
amazing.
the ones I like to press like they're buttons because they're so pressable. Yes.
Those are awesome.
This one's by okay. Well, I have to go fast, otherwise I won't.
No,
Yeah,
you don't have
We
to
go
have
fast
so
for
much
what?
time.
Yeah.
For who?
Oh man.
We're not starting a game.
Yeah.
This one's a donut. Oops, that's water.
Oh yikes!
This one's a donut that loves you.
I love that donut too.
It's a planet donut.
Yeah, it's a planet
like
donut.
All the wonderful things together.
And then there's a person who does really good pixel art who came out with some. You can't really see it, but they're like glittery.
Yeah, no, I see it. You can see it really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming up pretty well.
They're like the lo-fi beats to chill / hang.
Yeah, like 8-bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the
that's
one
like
on the
my
right
favorite
actually looks
art.
like it says trans rights. It has the colors, right?
It really does.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's
Is
very
that like
pretty.
a cherry blossom thing? It looks nice.
It is the moon with a bunch of lilac clouds.
Nice.
Yeah, I very much enjoy it. I am not actually going to take the rest of them off the wall because they are difficult.
Flimsy?
No, they're definitely more sturdy than they need to be.
Mm.
Just they're hard to put back on the wall. That one's gonna stay like that. This is the sci-fi and other nerdery board. Kate sent me this one, and it's a little robot.
Ooh,
Oh
that's
yeah,
awesome.
I did.
That's really cute.
I love it.
It's very cute. It made me, I always
I
love the
got like an
packaging.
extra one at a conference and I didn't know where to put it.
Yeah,
That looks like a great
I
place.
very much appreciate it. Oh, if anybody uses Illustrator, this might look familiar.
Oh, yes, it does. Swap colors.
Yep. Well, this is actually the Pathfinder tool.
Oh, this is the Pathfinder tool. It looks like the two.
It took me a long time.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Like the switchy swatchy.
Yeah. The swatches.
The switchy swatchy.
Switchy swatchy.
Oh man, I love pins.
Making me want to buy a bunch more.
Yeah.
Oh man, I. So talking about side projects, I've been putting together a catalog of all of my pins and where I've gotten them from, so that other people can buy them. I like this one. I may not be real, but science is.
Sasquatch is totally real. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's pretend we didn't see that one.
Speaking of neat things, I checked out some of the stuff on your currently shut down store, Anna, and I want them.
Yeah, we'll reopen. It's just
reopen.
Look.
just yeah.
Human. Here's the cheat code. Tell me what you want.
Oh, I love that one.
Simeon, tell me what you want from Anna's store.
Okay.
I'll drive over to her place. I'll be there in like 10 minutes. If I have a red light, I can get there in 10 minutes.
Yes.
And then I'll mail them for her.
Awesome.
I'll take them and
I'll go
look
look.
mailing service.
It's funny because like how I saw what she has is looking at the
amazing.
reviews. Because like you can't see her store catalog, but you can still see the reviews.
Nice.
Just let me know your address and I will send you some in the mail because that's me. Oh, a friend of mine.
Bulbasaur? That's me.
No, this is not Bulbasaur. This is
Sorry, something common.
I sent a link.
it's so cute. It's very cute.
Yep.
Bulbasaur.
Discord. Oh,
Nice.
My friend gave this to me like many years ago.
That's
She was supposed to keep one, but she gave me both. This macaroni and cheese. Boop. There's the D&D flavored ones. There's gin and tonic.
Ooh,
Two separate.
I want to see the
kits.
gin and tonic.
Okay, come to me, gin and tonic.
Come to me, gin and tonic.
They're very cute. I like things that are like the wrong size, and these are just like very small, a
That's
very small gin
hilarious.
and a very small tonic. Boop, boop.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
And then you all Zelda heads, if
Zelda
that's
heads.
a thing.
Yeah,
will
absolutely.
Take it.
Sure.
You will enjoy
Nice.
Hey,
Ooh,
listen.
look at that.
Listen.
Hey,
Glittery.
go away, Navi.
Hey. Oh my gosh. And then so I may have mentioned that I really like reading about and learning about conspiracy theories and how they gain footholds. So this is from the UK offshoot of Birds Aren't Real.
Amazing.
Pigeons aren't real.
Yeah.
I
That's a
love
Nice.
birds
pigeon.
aren't real.
Wait, I
Little-
thought this was a joke and not a real conspiracy theory.
It
Never
is.
know, Kate.
It is.
What's the difference?
It's something.
Oh, this one's fun too. There's a lady on the
I mean,
internet.
I heard it as a joke that like birds turn off, like birds sit on electricity poles because they need to charge, because they're
Yeah,
like
cameras.
government
Yeah.
agents.
Radar.
Yes, they do
satellite,
need to.
microphones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, this
Yeah,
is
it's surveillance.
definitely a joke, not real at all.
Where do you think Tesla got the technology for their cars?
This one's really weird, and I'm actually curious if anybody knows where this could have come from. It says Air Nike, but it's a rat
That's
busting out of a piece of
amazing.
paper.
That's the
I
best.
found it on the street one day.
What
in
the
Flatbush.
hell?
Nice.
Yeah.
What a find.
Here we go. And I'm just gonna do this. Stay. Okay, you know what? This is bothering me too much. This is gonna go over here. Yes. And then these are some of my favorite ones. You got the party parrots in the middle.
Oh my goodness.
You got anxiety. There's a lot of anxiety ones. One's anxiety is a liar. That one's pretty anxious. That one's anxiety. I think that one's about being a witch. That one's an overthinker pin. And then the top row is all dogs. You see Kate's gorgeous pin.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I have that
Top
one.
row. Yes, it's very cute and opulent. Books Are Magic, which is the bookstore next to my house. This is a really good one. Just as fun.
I used to have a patch just like
So
that.
2020, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a I think Kate, you would like this one. It's a bunny in a teacup.
I want that one.
It's very cute. I have to collect all the places that I got them from, because there's some very talented people on the internet. That's going down too. And
Wait,
then,
I've also seen comment. I've seen that one. I feel like the one you share, but I've seen it in a form of a sticker.
I've seen I think I may own the Bulbasaur sticker.
Oh,
I
mean
I
the
just did
banana
another
one.
one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's not safe for work. But
I
nonetheless,
deleted
I
it so that I could put a spoiler tag on it.
Oh,
It's very
Oh, hey.
no one expected it.
No, I did not expect that. That was hilarious.
I wasn't ready, but you know.
I have one more to show you, and this will be the final one. But it's some of the best ones. We have perennial favorite, Art School Fucked Me Up.
That
We got Dragon. What is that one? Oh yeah, Tired but Still Kicking Ass. And then like this little like cutesy Illuminati one,
Yeah.
which is just creative people. That's a cat with a knife. It's Cat.
So
Yeah.
Ruby.
It's Ruby. It's Ruby and Cat together. That's a
Whoa.
pretty D20.
Nice.
This is an airplane that I found on the ground.
what?
You find a lot of pins on the ground if you look. That's a dropper tool. That is a
Star
Star
Fox?
Star Fox. What is that? I can't see. Oh yeah, that's just a pin from Oregon. It fit with the theme. Get lost and then
Balloon
resist-
animal.
Where's the balloon? Oh yeah, he's got a skelly.
Oh, it's a skeleton balloon animal. No, it's just a skeleton.
It's
From
a
the
skelly
distance. From the distance, it looked like a full-on balloon animal.
It is a balloon
Yeah,
animal,
it is.
Okay. Okay.
but it's got a skeleton.
But it's also a skeleton.
This one's fun. I tried.
I tried my
My
best.
best.
God, I could use that one. Oh,
This
get
is
that tattooed on me.
this is a great axe. Bottle of good vibes. Another pretty D&D pin.
I like that one.
That's cool.
Yeah, little peace sign. Also found this on the ground, next to a mailbox. And then this is the feminist agenda. Oh yeah, the little mace. And then yeah, I like this one a lot. It says Control Freak, but it's like a 3D button.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's like a control
That's really cool.
And that concludes our tour. Thank you for humoring me.
That was great.
Awesome.
Thanks for walking us through your pins.
I totally did not just buy the Bulbasaur pin.
I think I might just spend a bunch of my next paycheck on camel pins.
Oh man, I've got some new ones coming too.
I'm scrolling Etsy, which was a bad idea.
It's dangerous. Conlon, let me send you some of my favorite pin shops.
Oh
yeah,
dude, but don't.
Also, I need to know people who make pins. Let me know where you get yours made, because there was a discussion last night on Twitter between a bunch of people who were not asleep when they should have been about making.
I think I've seen that because it wasn't late for me. It was like 9 p.m.
Yeah, yeah.
And Radhika was there saying, "Oh, I feel excluded right now.
Yeah.
Pay attention to me." But I use wizard pins for that, or at least for the one pin that I use wizard pins. I'm not sure really why. I think you can do it way cheaper if you contact factories in China somewhere directly, instead of using a third person. But I like pretty UI, and I like to have proper customer service, so I pay extra for that shit.
I might have to do that.
He didn't charge me separately for mold, so it wasn't too bad.
That's not bad.
Because mold separately costs like $50+ bucks.
Yeah.
In order
the setup fees. My friend from college just did a Kickstarter for his first pins. He uses an inhaler, so he's got like a set of 4 really cute like inhalers, like
that's awesome.
puffing out their cheeks. They're very cute.
Yeah.
I
should get one for
so
Donna.
he lives in California.
She's asthmatic.
Yeah. He would be very happy.
Yeah, send me a link.
I will. Oh, I set him up with my acquaintance Brittany, who is part of the DDR community, and makes really good pins. She made the anxiety pin with like the Adidas logo. Needs to put more on the internet so I can buy them. But sorry, I will stop talking. I get very excited about pins.
They're exciting.
Yeah.
They are, aren't they?
Oh my god.
After collecting a bunch and not using them, I feel like I am now trying to slow down on buying more until I find a way to actually apply them somewhere. I mean, I even bought like one of those bags that display them, but also, I don't know, I feel like the vibe is wrong. I'm not too much of a magical girl as other people. So
I'm not at all a magical girl.
Right.
You're as much of that as you want to be. I mean, that's how.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't worn it outside yet, and that's probably telling something.
Some of these pins on Etsy just make me go, why? Like this one, which is like lewd Canker sisters from Ed, Ed, and Eddie. I don't know why. I don't know who decided that this was a pin that needed to exist.
Yeah, why?
But it does.
Sure.
There's a bunch of plank.
No. Plank needs to exist.
I feel like the description for that is practically fan fiction.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, it is, essentially.
What's
oh my
happening?
God. Y'all, I just found a bunch of moth pins, and they have such gorgeous designs.
Oh, this is now a pin stream.
In the recommended section, like more from this shop, and it has like so many moths.
Drop a link.
Pin appreciation.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna make a list. I'm gonna make a list of some good places to get pins. I'm going to write it down instead of screaming about it.
I mean, if it's on Etsy, you can just add it to your favorites, and your favorite list is public. So if anyone is curious to see my public list of pins, I can drop the link to my favorite items. Although it also has stickers and cute wear,
I feel like any list you've curated is a list I want to see.
Yeah. Plus.
Like, yes.
Whoa, these are cool.
It also had like one of my favorite artists. Like she draws overweight woman like surrounded by flowers and everything, and it just looks amazing. It's beautiful. I still don't have stickers, but man, it's just and they're gay as well. Like, it's just gorgeous.
These are so pretty.
Oh, there it is. Yes.
You got them at the Boston Zoo, right?
Yes, this was a thing on my honeymoon that I got.
Yay!
And I waited the whole day at the aquarium for Simeon to offer to buy me a stuffed animal, and they never did. And so toward the end of the day at the zoo, I was like, look.
I need this.
Can you offer to buy me this, please?
I don't know if you can see this, but
I had a lot of preconceived ideas about what relationships.
Hang on, it's not in focus yet.
Hang on, come on.
Not yet.
Focus.
I also don't think I shared this one anywhere before.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah,
this is from Sauce Plus, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I had them custom made. I send them to everyone who comes on the Apollo stream because I share VS Code with them, and we share terminals. So it says like real friends share terminals. So that's cute.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I also have a really cute gift for all of the people who like to read and have like bookshelves and everything, that I think I shared on Twitter but haven't shared anywhere else. But it's basically like a book placeholder with a whole scenery, like a miniature street with lights and everything.
I saw that when you shared that. Those are so beautiful.
I don't know how many of you actually seen it, but I'm gonna share the link.
Share that, please.
Just like
awesome.
it makes it look like it's infinite, and like it like actually goes like behind the building, and it's actually not that tall, but like the illusion of it is amazing.
Ooh, I've been watching people build these on YouTube lately.
Really?
There's a guy.
That is
hold
cool.
on. D&D. The one I watched was what is this guy's name? I'll remember it in a second. Black Magic Craft is the name of his YouTube channel. And he built, where is it? It's one of his videos. Wow, he makes a lot. Book nooks are what they're called.
This is so cool.
Here, I'll share this in the yeah, it's like really neat, the thing that he built. And he just like walks through how he did it. It's pretty cool. So
that's very cool.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
I do not have.
I think you're muted, Kate.
What?
We can't hear you.
Think, no. I'm not muted. I don't think I was saying anything. I was just like.
Never mind. I was like, looking at the stream.
Inhaling air.
Gotcha.
Doing a thing normal human beings that are not alien.
Yeah.
Do.
Definitely a real human. TM.
100%.
I do not have enough room on any of my bookshelves to squeeze in something that is not a book.
Yeah. I feel that.
But those are really cool.
This is awesome.
The Black Magic Crafts guy is really cool. The stuff he builds is neat too. Like
right now, one of our bookshelves has like double layered because usually my mantelpiece has all of my like pretty and old and poetry books on it, but during the holiday season, it houses Simeon's Nutcracker collection. So all those books are like put on the little like barely enough room spaces on the bookshelves downstairs.
I have a bunch of books that are just sitting on top of my bookshelf right now because my bookshelf is completely full. And I haven't figured out what to do with them. So they sit on top of it.
Oh, man. They have a Bob... Sorry.
Nice.
They have Bob Ross pins. I have... I don't think I showed these, but...
You need to tell.
A friend
Sorry. Well, I'll let Anna.
Oh, this is
first.
whoopsie. Chair's roll. So I've got Bob Ross and a happy tree.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. What were you saying?
So, John, who's our 8.5-year-old, and I have been painting in his counseling sessions. We've been working on a painting together, and we get to bring it home tomorrow because it's finally done and dried. So much glitter on it.
Yeah.
But he has directed the entire like what he wants, and it's this like beach scene from a Bob Ross video.
Aww.
That he had, like, he's seen it and he has kept it in his mind, and to him it's perfect. And I can't wait to show you guys. But he like it's been a lot of fun. But on the way home last week, he told me that he hopes that someday he gets to meet Bob Ross, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna tell him. But then he said, well, I probably won't ever meet Bob Ross, so maybe we can take a picture of the painting and send it to him because I think he would like it. So I'm like, buddy, I hate to tell you this, but Bob Ross actually isn't alive anymore. But you know, his family still like manages all of his videos, so I bet that they would love it if we took a picture and sent it to them. He was like heartbroken. Because he wants to meet him. My little artist.
What a good little.
Mm-hmm. It'll be behind me on this wall next week because that's where he decided it should be displayed.
Anyone want to see my Nutcracker collection?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
I don't think I have any cool collections.
Motion sickness.
Whoa.
There's always time, Conlon.
Oh, my collection is just collecting random shit, I think.
Me too.
That's awesome.
Wow.
This is my newest one from this year. And these are all the other ones that I get given every year.
That's awesome.
And my army just keeps on growing and growing.
I like the large hafted axe.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Pike?
Those are super cool.
Those are really
cool. Halberd, I believe.
Yeah, halberd.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Kate, I want to buy like every shirt that you have on your favorites list on Etsy. Like every single one of them.
Have you seen that shop with coats and everything? You should probably check that one out as well.
Yeah,
they do custom sewing.
It's expensive though, but like I've been. I'll look
we
at
work in tech. We can take that. You've been spending a lot on leggings, and it's cold outside. It's justified.
But we never leave the house.
That's fair.
Well, this is a reason to go out back.
See, this is just making me think that we need to do a talk show like weekly now.
Oh.
Or we just sit around and
chat.
Yeah.
We need to find somebody to host it. That's like what all the best D&D streams do. And by that I mean Critical Role. The only
you mean like Talk Machina?
I mean, we do know podcasts.
That's true.
We certainly do.
Cat is way better than
I wonder what their
Foster
rate is,
anyway.
though. It's probably gonna be very expensive. I pay very good money for that because it would be a well-hosted show.
Yeah.
Have you listened?
Cat, she's like, what is happening?
No. Have you listened?
Yeah, Cat's here. Hi, Cat.
I know she's here. I know they're here.
That was a podcast.
Have any of you listened to the preview of her first episode? It's good.
Oh, not yet.
There's a preview?
It's good.
It's still
Cat, do you want to host our talk show?
We can offer you free merch right now because we have no money.
We can offer you guest spots on one-shots.
But we already offer Cat that.
This is true.
Give away our leverage, why don't you?
Oh, sorry.
So yeah. Well, we're not getting questions from people in chat, really. And that is entirely on you, chat, and I am blaming you.
Wow,
What is the
really?
problem?
Just make them all leave.
Chat, is there anything? Chat, is there anything you would like to know about any of our characters?
Yeah.
Backstory that we can elaborate on for you, or motivations, or character traits, quirks.
Cat has no questions.
We could.
That's because she's been here for everything.
Cat knows
Cat
all.
knows everything already.
I think the only thing she wasn't here for was the first one shot y'all did. I think that's the only thing. Like the first episode. I don't know about.
I don't think we
record the original one shots. Well, we recorded them. We just didn't stream them.
Yeah.
Right. That's right.
It's going to be our subscriber special content in the future.
Oh, so the
join our Patreon.
Oh wow, the viewers really don't know then about the whole thing.
No. Wait, but I thought we were streaming it.
No.
Nope.
We were just practicing. We were just practicing.
We were recording it.
Yeah.
The whole thing. Like we were streaming, but we didn't actually stream.
Yeah.
On the first two, where we did the Lost Laboratory of Qualish.
Mm-hmm. Qualish tea stuff that.
Yeah. I'm really glad that we have a
Moon Prism Power and Bone Hole. That pretty much sums it up. Yeah. No.
My partner calls it word violence.
Word violence.
He's like, oh, word violence.
I'm impressed. You're very quick with them, which always amazes me.
Usually the ones that don't say.
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't.
Wait, you do have filter on them?
Right.
Unfortunately, that is the truth. I can make some real bad ones, but I don't. I just have to get like really drunk, and then you hear all of the terrible puns.
All right. Well, it's over. we're going.
Nice. We have goals now.
Yes.
They're not good.
But we're gonna have to have.
Those are the best kind. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Aristia's background.
Yeah.
We have a question.
I don't have secrets. It's just that people don't know me, so I don't mind you guys or you folk knowing. It's you'll probably find out eventually, but it's not like a dramatic reveal or anything. Aricia is a child of prophecy. She was born to a Furbolg druid circle that keeps watch over this swampland in the northern reaches. I forget what it's called geographically. What?
Gravehold. It's to the east of the Middle Empire.
Yeah, it's like the little narrow strip of green on the map. What?
Abmok.
Yeah.
The Bog of the Dead.
There we go. Bog of the Dead. And
so but
her parents were like old and had never had kids, and then they had her, and yeah, like blessing in their old age, very sweet. And then when she was 5, her father was killed in a battle against an evil person, an evil wizard, which is why she thinks that arcane practices are bad, because that's what she was taught as a child. And her mother received a vision that she would be like the one to save everybody. And so her mother took her 5-year-old and went further into the swamp to live a life of seclusion and learning and preparation for whatever this was. And yeah, that's where I'm from. Very like religious homeschool girl upbringing, except without the religion and more of just like hippy dippy nature stuff. And so like if Conlon was a homeschool girl.
True. Accurate.
And yeah, so this wizard was creating monstrosities and then releasing them into the swamp. And that's where I found Abacus.
Oh.
Well, baby. For those of you who if anyone's here who has not encountered Abacus, she is my croco dog. And she is literally a created monstrosity, half dog, half crocodile, and I found her as a pup and I was supposed to kill her, but she was so cute, so I hid her from my mama. The first time I ever did anything disobedient. Hid her from my mama and grew so attached that by the time, and got her mostly tamed, that by the time mama found out, it was too late. And then I, last midwinter, received a vision that sent me out into the world to, everybody got sick, which is something that I'm sure will come up in our group that your characters don't know yet, but my mother got sick. It was nothing we'd seen before. I took her back to the Grove. Lots of other people had this sickness. There seemed to be no cure. And then I received the vision and set out to bring light back to the darkness. Get the cure.
Nice.
That's my backstory.
It's awesome.
Really cool.
Abby is mostly well trained.
I love mostly. It sounds like there's some room for fun in there. Some things to happen.
There's some room for fun. Yeah. I've got like the collar and leash on in the city. Those are just for show. She could just go off, and she will bite you if she thinks that you're threatening me, which is why I try not to take her into combat situations, because she has like 7 hit points.
Very, very, very fragile. Very, very squishy.
She's my squishy crocodile.
Aww. He's all good. He's all good.
Well, Kat wants to know how the party got together.
Well, we shut up for a party one day.
Yeah. There was a big old festival. Then some bad things happened, and some skeletons were fought, and the party became the party.
Yeah, druid fluid.
And Kalita got rainbow colored.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's where Rainbow Turtle came from.
Yes.
There is still that guy you met in that town that you still haven't talked to again. The guy who sent you back with like the writ and everything.
Doesn't it take like a few days to travel there though?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like over a week, right?
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the turtle is in jail. I forgot about that.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, we were supposed to go back and talk to that guy?
No, you can, but
open world.
Wait, which guy? Didn't we talk to him? Or is that a different guy?
Like, I thought he just sent us off to get
was
paid.
It Jamal?
And then...
What was the name?
Yeah, he said sent a letter and then like nothing else.
I can't remember. Doesn't matter.
Like get paid for sending a letter.
Yeah, that's how we got to Eklund's Fall. We took the writ or whatever to the college, right? Isn't that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was Ericos supposed to like talk to him again because they were like doing the paladin thing?
No, nobody was supposed to talk to him.
I feel like we're supposed to talk to him.
Bastards.
Now we've got to go back to that little town.
That was when I was originally doing some of the planning. That was where I was planning on having like the first bit of the story take place, but then it made more sense and it was more fun to be in the city. So that's why that guy exists, basically. But yeah.
Wait, like we're gonna get an abandoned tavern given to us in that town too?
Not a tavern.
Oh. We gotta go back, you guys.
Are we getting another bone hole?
I mean, the bone hole's where the heart is, really. So. I guess the bone hole's where the soul is.
The real bone hole was the friends we made along the way.
Just the bone holes, the friends we made along the way.
The real one is, yeah.
It's really funny. funny.
It's going well.
I mean, we have to keep some of the, normal stream feeling.
Seriously.
Yeah, right.
One, right?
Gotta stay on brand.
Yeah, I almost feel like if Druid Fluid and Bonehole don't get mentioned, like, did we even play? Like.
Right.
Is this even Functions and Dragons?
Yeah, exactly.
I just eliminate those episodes from my mind. They didn't happen.
I like how normal this whole thing started out. Meeting, like becoming friends, having fun at a little party, and now we got a lot of bone holes and.
That's how friend groups really bond.
Right.
Is having weird things happen that they can just be like, "Oh yeah, chugged some Druid fluid, saw stars," and everyone's like, "We know what you mean."
Good time.
I love it. All right.
Now that the I will never say it correctly. The Otoatome. That thing. I've got the Careless Whisper stuck in my head now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cat's instrument.
Yes.
That's what it's called now. The cat instrument.
Yes. Sesame. I don't know why I have so much trouble with that word.
Automaton.
Like
so like automaton, but automaton.
Yeah.
Automaton.
I like cat instrument. That's really funny.
Yeah,
instrument.
Does anybody? I guess if there aren't a lot of questions from chat, I can answer questions from y'all, or y'all can answer questions from each other, or
we could also do like
we
can
just
continue to shoot the shit.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. We could do icebreaker questions about our characters, like in how you do for like team meetings, but you do it as your character instead.
Ooh, yeah, best icebreaker.
Icebreaker.
Me too.
If you had to break some ice,
what would you use? Your face.
Well, I've got my welding torch.
Yeah.
Clearly. Axe.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. If you could have any superhuman power, what would it be?
Ooh.
Answering as your characters.
Oh.
In a world of
definitely.
In a world of magic and myth.
Yeah.
Definitely being able to be invisible, because I can stab people easier this way. No one can see me coming, and that's like an ultimate crit.
It is. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Grabbing a dagger from the back,
Yeah, invisible's a good one. Ooh. I think I would want some kind of like I think one, either flying is just like a classic. I think flying, or some kind of like stone skin or something like that, like something that would make me basically indestructible. That'd be a good one.
I like how so far this is all things that exist actually in D&D.
Yeah.
Invisible, flight.
I'm sure almost all of them are going to.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think, to be able to become invisible at will without casting a spell slot, or to be able to just fly whenever without having to have it cast on you or polymorph.
For that, right?
I don't know, DM. Yeah, like literally anything that Aracia would want, she already has. She can turn into animals. She can talk to animals.
Talita needs.
Maybe she can create animals out of thin air, or like imagine an animal and then give it a subconscious and a soul and everything. Some necromancy.
That's trickling over into that evil wizard territory, in my opinion. That goes against the intent of the, what's it called, the magic flow.
The Aya.
The Aya. That goes against the intent of the Aya.
Against the AI, yes.
Yes, don't go against the AI.
It's definitely not
We've all seen what happens.
For the Aya at all.
Aya is a lovely word. I'm sorry, I've sullied it by comparing it to AI.
No. I was not kidding.
Wait, what did you say?
That's what it came from.
Oh, I thought you said that's not what it came from.
No. There's so We still have people to answer the icebreaker question if they want to, but I can tell you this real quick.
Yeah.
The world that you are in initially started as this idea that there was no magic until the ancients disappeared. This is not the case anymore, so it's fine for me to share this like lore knowledge. But the idea was that they created an AI made up of nanoparticles that like responded to people, and that was like where magic came from. And so the initial thing was called the Aya because it was the AI, and that's where it came from. It was the AI.
Wow.
So what you're saying is there's a blue pill and a red pill.
Well, it was essentially the whole thing I wanted to run with this was, and I started writing this campaign 6 years ago, and like have been building on it, and it's changed a bunch. But yeah, the whole idea was essentially if sufficiently indistinguishable technology is or significantly advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic or whatever. That was my thought. It was like, we just make magic, but it's gonna be technology instead. So,
Colin Lynn, I think I know what you collect.
bad ideas.
The opposite of bad.
Ideas in general.
Ideas.
Yes.
But yeah, that's where the world came from originally, and the idea of the ancients and everything.
I love that I created a like anti-arcane character in this world that's literally just magical of arcane magic.
It works. It's a fun little like dynamic.
I won't ride your trains or your elevators.
Yeah.
So Toledo would be able to generate any material anytime in
yeah, that's why the nanoparticles do not exist anymore, is because as I started thinking about it, I was like, ooh, this gets real dicey real fast.
Yeah.
So the ancients now have a different thing that they did. They didn't create the Aya. They just tapped into it to do something that ended up bad.
Bad thing happened.
That's what happens when you go against the intent of the Aya. See? My Grove was correct.
I mean, kinda. That's
why for me druidic magic is okay and divine magic is okay, because it just like releases the natural flow of it, whereas arcane magic seeks to like, even if we have some of the same spells, they go about it a different way in my mind.
Yeah.
It seeks to twist the Aya to their own will.
Toledo's feelings on that is something telling me what I can and can't do. Screw that. Hence why he's currently in jail.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with that.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Hope you've got your backup character.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll get executed.
I was going to say, he's scheduled for execution. It takes place in the morning. You have 4 hours to save him.
No.
All right. Well, Erica.
Ruby, you've got charm person, right?
Yeah.
How many people can you charm with charm person?
And then how many?
I'm pretty sure it's one.
Oh.
It's going to be a real-time heist episode. We're going to take 4 hours.
Yes.
So I've been playing a lot of Persona 5 lately.
Right.
And that's what that game literally is. So let's do it. I'm in the mindset. I'm ready.
Wait. What do you mean that? Which part is the game literally? Because I know Radhika also said that she loved it.
The combat in the game is all centered around doing heists. Basically.
Wait, what's heist?
A heist.
Like a robbery.
Heist.
Like a job. Yeah.
So like thieving and stealing.
Yes, literally that.
Yeah,
Ruby's favorite.
I mean, that's my favorite part in video games.
There you go.
That's why I love Dishonored. That's my thievery and stealth and everything and alike was at level 100 in Skyrim. By the time I was like at level 20. So
I'm now going to channel Radhika here and tell you that you should get Persona 5 Royale and enjoy.
Is it on Switch though? I'm so lazy to play PC games because I can't play it in bed.
1 second, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
It is scheduled for release at some point on the Switch, but it's not out yet. No.
I've been playing a bunch of Assassin's Creed Valhalla lately.
Yeah, it looks really good too.
I would be lying if I said there was not some inspiration for some of the things that are coming up from Assassin's Creed Valhalla in Dungeons and Dragons.
That's awesome.
I'm making to finish Odyssey, so that they
I'm making
start
myself
that.
finish Odyssey.
Yeah, I was gonna
play tonight.
I was gonna finish Odyssey before I started Valhalla, and then I was like, you know what? I like Vikings, and I'm
That's fair. That's super valid.
Yeah.
What's Odyssey?
Ooh, have you played Sonora's Sacrifice?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that game is gorgeous.
I'll check it out.
It is a work of art. And yeah, definitely should check it out.
Yeah, we'll do.
So the story is this Celtic woman goes to the north and to the area where the Norse gods are to save her lover. And
nice.
She's a badass Celtic warrior.
Nice. That's the
Hellblade?
Yeah, sorry, Hellblade Sonora Sacrifice.
Okay. I'll have to check that out for sure. It was really interesting because they just added like one of the DLC packs that they just added for Valhalla was a bunch of like Irish mythology weapons and like tattoos and stuff.
So we're going to be finding things now.
Yeah, well, no, it was the funny thing is I mean it's not really that funny. It's just interesting. So I have one of my tattoos, which is up here and under a sweatshirt, so I can't show you, is a spear. But the spear that I have tattooed, they added to the game. Like, because it's based on this Irish mythology spear, and so like it's like named in the game, and I was like, oh shit, that's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I don't play fancy video games, but we did just get the Nintendo released a like 3-pack. It's the Nintendo 3D All Stars, and it has Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy all in one thing for the Switch, and we got that for the boys. And so I started playing Mario 64 for the very first time today.
Cool.
Nice.
And I did better than I expected.
It's great.
Yeah.
I did better than John expected.
That's funny.
It's a good game. I really want them to re-release Ocarina of Time on like a modern console.
Cool.
Oh yes. Please.
I would love Majora's Mask too.
Majora's Mask would be great. I had for a while, back when I first got my GameCube, I had the like Wind Waker like trial game that only had the first like 30 minutes of the game, but it came with a CD or with a disc that had Link's Adventure 2, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and one of the other early Zelda games, and it was just so cool because it was a GameCube game, and I could play Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask like on that disc. And
yeah, they also released like Ocarina of Time Master Quests, which had Majora's Mask on it too.
That's the dual disc that you're not supposed to sell. I know what you're talking about. There's a version of if you bought the GameCube at a certain point, you would get that for free with it, and you weren't supposed to resell it. Like not like a test version. It's like an unreleased or not just like a not for sale version of it for some reason. Obviously, everyone's like, well, to heck with that. But I do know what you're referencing. $200 if you want to buy it used on Amazon right now. I mean, hang on a sec. I'll show you some things.
I wonder if I could
sell the things. Hang on.
I wonder if I could cam link my Nintendo 64. There's got to be a way to do that, right? So that I could stream my Nintendo 64 playing Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
I got an adapter that goes from the RCA cables to HDMI, which you could then go HDMI to capture card.
Yep.
So I've mentioned to some folks, but the Super Nintendo game is my favorite video game of all time, and as well as my favorite Super Nintendo game. So every year when I go to PAX East, because I can't help myself, I buy box versions of it.
Nice.
Oh wow.
So this one is the first one I bought. It's unfortunately it's very hard to find ones that are like in even like decent condition. This one's not. Like here, I'll try to show you on the side. You can see that it's all manners of messed up. Come on, focus, Marina.
There you go.
So like right here, it's just like a complete with the light hitting it. And then even like the front, there's like some of the paints ripped off. So like this was even like $70 just to get this because it's complete box, this whole thing. This year I got a better one. It's got a plastic. It's in a plastic container, which I'll take it out of. I don't actually give a shit. Hang on, because these are not like for me to resell. These are just for me to keep. It's got a big scratch on the front, right here, which I'm gonna try to get the light onto so you can see it. But it is, and then like the edge is right. The edge here is very badly creased. But overall, since there's nothing scratched off, it's in better condition than the other one. If anyone ever comes across this completely sealed, I know how much it's worth, and I'm just telling you right now, I'm willing to pay it. And but it's not a small number. I think the last one that was sold, I'm actually now gonna look it up. But the last one that was sold, let's see, I'm curious now. Link to the past sealed, how much? Oh my god, I can afford this and I want to buy it right now. A 70 graded. So I think it's out of 80 they do gradings for video games. No, I think it's out of 100.
Why didn't John open it?
Still sealed is $2,000. And I would buy that. An 80 I would not buy. That one is $10,000. That I'm not buying because I'm not that rich. I'm not rich. But
that's like, wild.
I'm pretty sure if you could find a mint, you would probably get 7 figures for it. Like I should see if I can even look up the random things I know about. So if we're talking about random knowledge things, I know about graded markets. Like I know a lot about them because they fascinate me. For everything, video games, card games, board games. I only know about it through like when I find them on eBay and other things. I don't know the. Oh God, it's graded 90. Okay, so here's the thing: the gold one is more common, so that's why it's worth less.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So Colin just sent me a 90 graded. That's 3,000. Which I don't care. I still think it's really cool because it's the player's choice, like the bestsellers. So bestsellers are always worth less because they're the reprint, they're the re-release because they re-released it to sell more copies. But I don't care. like that to me is like some people are like, it's a re-release, and I'm like, I don't care. It looks so cool. Stop complaining to me. You don't want it, sell it to me for half the price. Clearly, you don't want it, so give it to me. No, it's still worth it. Well, then stop complaining. I don't want to hear it. Oh man, what is an original? I don't even know what the original. It's graded 100. Link to the past. Let's see if I can find that. That it is so. I doubt any of these because the price charting. Here's a website. Is there a graded 100? Loose sold, complete box sold, grade sold listings. Okay. This one was. What was this graded? Was it graded? Oh, show me the picture. Nope, it's not letting me just look at the picture. See, show me the listing. Nope. Oh, here we go. A 9.5 was sold for $5,000, but this was a long time ago. So if a 9.5 was sold for $5,000 a few years back, this would probably be like 20,000, I would say. Probably more. 30, probably 30. Yeah.
That is wild.
Box that are graded and in good condition, they're worth a lot of money. Yeah. Anyway, that's my random thing for you tonight.
That's amazing.
I can talk about that for hours. Especially,
I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated with everyone's.
We're also interested in these things.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what my thing would be.
Is it music related, book related? I know you are in a book club.
I have a bunch of vinyl. No, I mean like not that much vinyl, but I have like a pretty good amount of vinyl. But that's like not really. I don't know.
Sometimes it comes later in life. I didn't realize I liked collecting specific things until I started displaying them and realizing how many of those things I had.
I think I like to just
Definitely like stickers for me then.
Oh yeah.
I think I like to just collect hobbies. Hobbies.
fair.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
Have you tried lockpicking at this point, Colin? I know.
Yeah,
that.
I've got. Oh, they're in the other room. But yes, I have my lockpicks.
Yeah, that's next on my
somewhere.
list too. I have that in my
It's
my
fun.
cart somewhere.
I played around with it for I think a day or two. I put it in a drawer because I was cleaning up my desk, and you know what? I forgot about it for months.
Did you lock the drawer?
No. It's not lockable. I just even if I visit, it's basically like the drawer with like random stuff, so I don't go there as often. And sometimes, like when I'm just near that shelf, I'm like, wait, didn't I have that hobby that I again started and never finished it? Never finished like properly learning. I wanted to get as good as being able to like open my own door with lockpicks.
Yeah.
You still can.
The really scary thing about that is when you on your first try open your own door with your lockpicks and then go,
terrifying.
oh god.
Yeah.
I just scream in terror. Yes.
I watch way too many.
Oh, nice.
I watch way too many like spy and criminal type movies and TV shows, and so I'm always like, houses are actually really, really insecure.
Oh yeah, terribly
Like,
insecure.
Same as people. Same as people. I'm very insecure. Same as like people's Docker containers. They're very insecure. Like everything is insecure.
Yeah, everything is insecure.
The world is insecure.
It truly is.
Just
I'm
like
insecure.
Feel
well,
that.
just like thinking about how much we rely on humanity to not just completely rip apart everything.
We are a virus. That I am convinced of it.
You forget that capitalism exists. I mean.
Yes, but what I'm saying
Yeah,
is it could be even worse.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's.
I'm not saying it's not bad, but I'm saying it could be even worse. The scenarios that I think of in my head that randomly go through, like I have this thing where I go into a store and I see cameras and like figure out blind spots and think about how easy it would be, and never ever ever have I ever actually done anything or like wanted to do anything, but like watching all those shows has made me think about this a lot. And
Never ever have I
Yeah.
ever.
Scouts on or
We could play Never Have I Ever.
Oh,
oh dear
gosh.
lord, please no.
We'll just start with that list.
Oh, the 20.
yeah.
Yeah, the point one. Oh, I only had one thing on that list: skydiving. It's not a good thing. It's a lot of stuff on there.
What bone have you broken?
I got completely drunk on the parking roof of what is now a police station.
There you go.
Did the police move in there now?
Yeah, they're in there now. It's their training area.
That used to be a mall when I was little. U City Mall. Yeah.
Now they're all mall cops.
Yes! That makes it better. Thank you, Anna.
But I also want to know what Kurt broke.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just about to say, what was it?
multiple bones throughout
Oh no.
life.
Oh no.
No, I was not too bad. My wrist twice.
Oh, I thought it was all at once. The way you said
Oh,
it, I was like,
no,
oh
no.
no,
I
what
broke
terrible
them
thing
all.
happened to you?
Yeah, they were all at separate times. So I've broken my pinky toe on my right foot twice. I've broken my left wrist also twice, my right forearm once. And I've cracked what's the one up here called?
Clavicle?
Clavicle.
Collarbone?
Yeah. I've cracked that and I've cracked a rib.
Ooh. But
Pinky
I went
toe
like
is probably
this,
the most
but that would have
common.
hurt.
Yeah.
If,
And then it doesn't count as breaking. I mean, kind of does. Like I had my jaw not broken, but dislocated, like out of place.
I mean,
yeah.
that's pretty intense. I would say that qualifies.
Yeah, but it's not like a break, so it's just like
Yeah.
I
suppose.
think I have broken my toe.
Probably. It's
I
easy.
think most likely I've broken my toe because I dropped 72 inches wide.
Oh no.
1,000-yard roll of brown tissue paper.
Mm-hmm.
On my toe.
That's a lot of yards.
Yeah. No, I mean, this thing was...
But it was just tissue paper.
Like 750 pounds or something like that.
Ouch. Yeah, for me...
The only bone I've ever broken is as a child. I dropped a can of Coke on my big toe, and it broke my big toe.
Yeah,
it broke. Like I dropped it from. I was pretty tall as a kid, so like it dropped from like a height. Like I can't remember exactly how tall I was, but like it was like from my neck level because of the way I was carrying it. I was like carrying it weirdly. I don't know why I was carrying it, but I just dropped straight down onto my big toe. And
my dad broke both of his big toes while trying to move a pool table.
Ooh, yeah.
And the pool table dropped onto his toes.
Yeah, those things are so heavy.
Both of them.
Yeah. Either they're solid slate or the solid like the concrete board.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah. It was like an old school one, full like no room, like full oak, like full casing with the slate rock, and
so heavy.
My best friend in the whole world. We were roommates for a long time, and we were moving a couch together, and something happened, and it fell on my finger. My finger was not broken, but it wasn't. I had never felt pain like that, and so she is amazing because she just sat there like she's like, okay, now breathe in, breathe out, and like she got me through the whole thing, and she's she's my favorite. If you're listening, Crystal.
Yay, Crystal! Yay for good friends.
Crystal's amazing. She is a good.
Yeah,
I don't think she's listening because she's talking about some period piece where people are running away. I don't know. She's an art historian, which I think is really cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not watching. She just sent me a gif of the llama.
I almost fell 100 feet off a clay bluff once.
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah. It was this big clay bluff over the ocean where we lived, and me and a bunch of friends were running on it. It was probably, we're talking pretty steep. And we were running out to this point so we could see out the bay. It was just a gorgeous view. And I started sliding. And I dug my hands in so hard, barely stopped myself. And it took me a good while to get my fingers unclenched.
Mm-hmm. That's very scary.
Yeah. I was 21. I wasn't very smart.
Smarts take more than 2 decades to kick in. I was not a smart person at 21.
Me either, let me tell you.
I jumped into a fire ant nest because we were by Carhenge, which is Stonehenge, but made out of cars. We were looking for a good spot to take a picture, but it was tall grass everywhere. And I was like, oh, look, a space without grass. Let me just jump into it in flip-flops.
Yeah.
I did not get stung. I just made some very angry ant friends because I was able to kick off my shoes and run really fast.
Friends. Ants are not friends.
No, they did not want to be my friend. My friend Crystal, when I was talking about, she walks over. She's like, "What did you do? They're very angry. The ground's moving." I'm like, "I'm not bitten. I'm fine." Oh man.
We have fire ants all over our backyard. It is the worst.
They're evil.
Yeah, they are.
They're mean.
They are aggressive. Super aggressive.
Yeah. There are whole YouTube channels that my partner likes to watch, where they build ant farms, and I don't like those videos. Anything with like the triangular head, like hornets, or well, anyway, they all just, I think they're evil.
Yeah, that's fair. Anything with mandibles really just kind of is like, yeah.
Yes.
It is pretty cool to watch them like rip through things with them, though. It's like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
You basically just
That
have
reminds me,
hedge trimmers on your face. No, that's it. End of thought.
I'm really glad that we got that last bit.
I want to like make mandibles.
Yeah.
I just remembered I had a dream the other night that I got bitten by a stag beetle.
Ooh.
That's such a random thing to dream.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anna's figuring out her next cosplay as a termite.
Oh man, there's this one person at my work who came. She's forever my fucking hero, but she came as she came to our Halloween party dressed as a maggot. I fucking love her.
Like what?
Actually, I probably shouldn't tell the story, but yeah. Anyway, it was topical. We'll just say that. But she spent the entire Halloween party, like, you have people there who are just like, woo, I'm wearing a dress of, like, I don't know, some kind of costume-like object. She's head to toe, gigantic paper mache maggot head, and then like she had the little legs.
Oh jeez.
Like, I'm like, I love you. You are a god. Like, this is beautiful. Goals.
I'm a mouse. Duh.
Yes. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm talking a lot.
I feel like I'm talking a lot.
Yeah, no. Talking the right amount.
Sorry, I had to go let my ridiculous puppy outside and watch him run around for ever.
No worries.
Do you have video evidence of the ridiculousness?
I don't right now. I should get some. I brought back my lock picks though, so I could share those.
Yes.
Yeah, I still haven't figured out how to use some of them. I think I liked 2 the most. Like, I had one that actually had various like spikes, and it named like after like New York City apartment or whatever.
I don't know if you can see.
It doesn't focus.
Yeah, it just looks like a stick.
If you put your hand behind it.
There we go.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Cool.
And then you just like randomly just take it back and forth.
I know how to
and hope for the best.
Yeah, I know how to bump a lock. I don't know how to like pick them though.
What's bumping a lock?
Well, it's not nearly as accurate, but essentially you want to bump the lock so that all the hinges like pop up and then try and like turn it and catch them. So the idea is like you try to bump the furthest one back and then you bump each cylinder. What are they called? There's a word for them. Each
pins.
Yeah, as you get towards the front. But it's like very, if it's not a great lock, you can sometimes just bump it on like the first try. So you just like bump and turn and like it will just boop, unlock. It will just open right up.
Uh-huh.
Like, how do you bump it? Do you mean like you just like hit it?
Yeah, you bump it with something, ideally rubber. A lot of people use like rubber mallets, but you need something like to put in there to like get it to turn as well. So you have to have something still that can fit within the cylinder that will turn. They make things called bump keys, which is basically just like a key with like the a lot of stuff shaved off of it. So you use like a bump key and a rubber lock. That is dope. Look at
Did
that.
you just pick that lock?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You're a real life rogue.
That's so fun. Yeah.
This is a quick set from Walmart.
Nice.
Like the base level quick set that you can buy at Walmart.
You could buy a set at Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's so awesome.
The lock.
Oh, like a quick set lock. Like the
Yes.
yeah. I thought they might have the lock picking kits there. I wonder.
They might.
You can get
I
them
got
on
one
Amazon.
on Amazon. I mean, they're not illegal.
No, not at all.
No.
As long as you don't use them for malicious stuff.
As long as you don't break.
Covert
it,
Instruments has the best ones.
Yeah.
see if I can. Yeah, this rake is not the best. It's definitely the one that Kate was talking about is the best rake for this one.
This is hypnotic.
Yeah.
I actually got good at doing the credit card trick on my parents' store, because it was one of those, like, you could open it and go out while it was locked.
Yeah.
And so we would end up locking ourselves out a lot.
Yeah.
And so I got good at doing that on their door.
That's the same reason I've gotten really good at breaking into my car.
There's this one point in time where I was living in Manhattan in a 1-bedroom as one of 4 roommates. And it was the first snow of the season. We all got really excited. We all ran outside and we all left our keys indoors.
Oh no.
So we sat outside and enjoyed the snow for 4 hours and then had to pitch in for a locksmith.
Nice.
Just like,
We locked ourselves out of the house once.
Mm-hmm.
And so we called our landlady, and she was in the middle of dinner. She's like, is it okay? Like, I can leave right now? I'm like, no, like,
eat your food.
Finish your dinner. We were down. We made a mistake, and it's not like, I'm just glad that you're available after dinner. So then we just, like, there was a Domino's like 3 blocks away, so we just walked down there and ordered it, and then walked to the park and had pizza while we waited for her.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was all right.
The taxi cabs in the town I grew up in Alaska, they all had the pump, the inflatable shims that you can put in your car door to like wedge it out so you can get stuff in there. Not just the window, like you can. Car doors have enough give, and when they're uninflated, they're thin enough that you can slip it in to the door, and then you pump it up, and it wedges out, and then they can stick stuff in to hit the unlock. From all of the taxi cabs.
So like the taxis were your local AAA service.
You can just buy the wedges on Amazon too.
Yeah.
Yes,
they're
but
really
if you
useful.
leave it in your car.
Buy that and then put it on. Buy one of those like magnetic underwheel storage things.
Of course, at that point, you could also just buy one of the magnetic underwheel key storage things.
True. But then but then somebody just has to find that, and they have a key to your car. If you just have the wedge, then they have to know how to break into a car.
I mean, I've definitely done the coat hanger trick plenty of times.
Oh yeah, that's how I do it. That and a coat hanger and a ice scraper, because those are the 2 things that you can frequently find in the cars of people who are around you in a parking lot.
Yep. Well, a lot of people in Alaska would store a coat hanger in the back of their car because, in the wintertime, you appreciate it when somebody around you has a coat hanger. And
yeah.
The coat hanger you lend today may be the coat hanger that saves your life tomorrow.
Accurate. That's part of the reason that I wanted to learn how to pick locks, was because it's like locksmiths are kind of expensive, and it's not really that hard to learn. And so I always just kind of figured if I had any friends who ever locked themselves out of their houses, I could just go do it for them.
Yeah, we got locked out of
That's a good idea.
A cabin we were staying at over, I guess it was just last fall, like before COVID stuff. Did a Spartan race in the mountains in Virginia, and we got locked out, and we had to like call the owners and do all that stuff. And if I had known how to pick locks, we could just right back in. We'd have been fine.
Yep. The other one is always like you check the windows.
Yeah.
To see if they're latched.
Yeah. Oh, I will warn. Depending on where you live, lockpicks have various levels of legality.
Yeah.
So, some cities do not have legality around them, and some like in Indiana, it's really weird. It's like if they can be like charged as accessories. So like if you get arrested and have lockpicks on you, they can like bump up your charge because you had lockpicks. Just a little tip.
That's such bullshit.
Dang.
Yes.
But yeah, that's why I don't carry mine everywhere. Just in case.
I don't know if I showed y'all this, but remember the Pocket D20 thing?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I got an email from Dice Envy saying not to use it because apparently the edges are very sharp and will cut you.
Oh.
Oh.
They're like, we are very sorry. Do not use this.
Oops.
We shipped you a weapon on
accident.
We shipped you a weapon.
Testing.
They're like, it was, well, because it's from a different company and they did like a promo thing. They're like, we cannot offer a refund because it did not cost anything, but please don't use it. Please throw it away.
If you're going to use it, make sure that you use it like as a caltrop to like trip somebody out.
That'd be brutal. Anything can be a caltrop if you try hard enough.
Just a bag full of Legos.
All you need is a file.
A shortbread cookie could not become a caltrop.
Could be. You never know. Have you ever...
fair. Just gotta wait.
Okay, maybe this is what I collect. Is just random ass information.
Yes.
Have you ever seen the guy on YouTube who turns random shit into knives?
No, but that sounds interesting.
Yeah, that's
hold
a
on.
skill I picked up back in the day as well. No, but I did see a lot of random stuff get turned into knives.
This is like he turns like it's like the world's sharpest smoke knife. He makes it out of smoke. Hold on. Yeah, trust me. Well, okay.
Is this, like,
so what I have
cutting
to say
with
is
water and stuff like that, like how they like pressurize it.
Kinda. No. Basically, this dude just knows how to like make. Okay, so first of all, these videos are the weirdest things in the world. I'll share them on Discord too, or not on Discord, on our stream chat. But the weirdest videos in the world to begin with. But basically, he takes various things and makes acrylics or plastics or metals out of them, and then turns them into sharp knives. And so, like, when he makes the one with, yeah. So when the chocolate knife one is pretty wild. He makes he grinds chocolate and then he basically makes it from scratch. But then he turns the chocolate into just like plastic, and then makes a really sharp knife with it. So that's
super cool.
Weirdest video.
Does he have a styrofoam
but
one
yeah,
by chance?
Probably. I would guess he does.
I see the chocolate one. Seawater.
Smoke.
Oh wait, there's like a little guillotine.
A chocolate.
Yeah, they never go the way.
Made out of chocolate. Chocolate guillotine.
If I have to go, that's
how
I want to go.
There. Why?
Take me out with a chocolate
never
knife.
Go the way
Sorry.
You think that they will. It's really interesting because it's essentially a chemistry channel, but he uses chemistry to like make
weapons.
Knives.
You made a morning star?
Sharpest cardboard kitchen knife.
This is cool.
Plastic bottle kitchen
Egg.
knife. Yeah.
Eggs.
The rice one's really cool.
Pasta.
Yep, that one's pretty neat. There's some really cool ones. It's pretty wild how he makes them.
Cooking sand.
work.
The knife made of bread.
Yeah.
What a derailment! But this is
bread
really
knife
cool.
Made of bread.
Yeah, this is my collection. I collect random information that is somehow pertinent to any conversation I get in.
I have someone I need to immediately send this to.
See, this is what we do. This is why that information's so useful.
Fungus? Made one of a mushroom. Sorry, that's very cool.
Yeah, they're fun.
Garcia needs that.
Yes. You can't make a knife out of a mushroom. Well.
I feel like that's like a Ruby and Arcia team up. It's like
a steel plate of steak? That can't be right. Am I reading that correctly?
Must be a mistake.
Uh,
No, it's just plated. It's fine. Yep.
Yep, there you go. Sharpest styrofoam kitchen knife in the world.
What?
Oh, he did? There's one. They did one with styrofoam?
I just shared it.
Nice.
That's wild.
Styrofoam gets real hard when you
Yeah.
Heat it up.
yeah. So if you ever read the comments, it's always funny because like this one's like, okay, so we're gonna make a knife out of styrofoam, and then it's first get your orange.
Yeah.
That's how they always start. Is in the most random ways.
Yeah.
Your thermometer.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's probably like the number one preferred way. Plexiglass and styrofoam in the joint.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
Here's a fun fact. You can cut through plexiglass with matches, a staple, and part of a bed sheet and water. And time. Lots of time.
I was gonna say
I
time.
mean, if we're gonna play the time angle, all you need is water. But
Yes,
yeah.
this is true. But yeah, that's true. Within a somewhat reasonable amount of time. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what you use all of those for. Do you heat up the staple?
So you figure out like your basic shape that you want to cut, and you heat up the staple and like work holes into the plexiglass, and then you run the bed sheet through two of them wet, and then you run it back and forth like a saw, and then you do that
Makes
through
sense.
all the different shapes, and then you have plexiglass that you can then further shape into whatever you need.
Specifically a knife.
Specifically a knife, as well as other useful tools like a fork or a spoon or all kinds of other things.
Do you follow that guy who there's like a Twitter that's the guy who's in prison with a cell phone?
No.
It's been really like fucking wild just watching since COVID happened, because he's basically just like, his account was essentially like, chronicling how shitty prison is, but now lately has gotten even worse because COVID.
Yep. I'm so glad I'm not there right now. Way worse.
I was gonna look and see. It's I'll have to see if I can find it. I follow too many people to find it easily, but it's a really interesting account, like, because he just has a cell phone, and so he just like takes pictures and records videos of the things that are going on.
That's awesome.
I'm sorry, I started watching the styrofoam knife video.
That'll do it.
I need to close this.
Ah,
I don't know where it's going. I look
You
forward to
started
finding out later.
watching it, and now the police are coming
that's
for
it.
you.
You're on
Sorry.
me already.
They know.
Anna, is that a Fitbit or an Apple Watch that you have?
It's a. It wasn't a fart part. It's a Fitbit.
Fart part. That sounds
It's a fart
fun.
part. It's a Fitbit. I like it because it takes your skin temperature at night, and I like knowing more things.
Science.
All the data.
Simeon is getting me a fancy Fitbit.
Well,
Fancy.
Simeon's
company-
work is getting me a fancy
Yeah.
Fitbit.
the company I work for, it's a perk apparently, as well as like getting shoes, nice
Cool.
shoes.
Enjoy your shoes and Fitbit.
But they just got themselves an Apple Watch, so
I don't
I
need
get a Fitbit.
Mm-hmm.
But I just got myself a Fitbit for only $20 off of Facebook Marketplace.
Nice.
Noise.
But apparently this one's like fancy.
Ooh.
So
I like the whoop.
and it's like,
remember
Usually.
how at the beginning we talked about how I'm not good at receiving things because I don't think that I'm worth spending money on?
Surprise, you are.
Thunder debate.
I think you said thunder debate for a second. I'm like,
Thunder debate.
speaking of Thor. Aw.
this like a different kind of Fitbit?
Yeah, kind of. In a way. Yeah. So I've tried Whoop, Fitbit, Garmin, like a couple of ones. So far, the Whoop is my favorite, just because it's the smallest. I don't like that it doesn't have a face on it though. So it's like you have to look at your phone for the data, which can be annoying when I'm working out sometimes. Like if I'm doing like HIIT training, like based on heart rate, I have to like have my phone open, so it's very annoying. But other than that, it's like the best one I've experienced. It's the most comfortable to wear, like long term. It doesn't really get in the way, and it's really accurate.
That's really cool. I wish I'd seen that.
Yeah.
I was looking at the Aura ring, the OURA. My coworker really liked it, but you can't resize it ever. So like you're stuck with that size. And also it's not granular enough. It like takes your heart rate and temperature like what was it every minute or 30 seconds. I'm like, and if you're doing like HIIT stuff, that's not gonna cut it. Yeah. I'm like,
I literally just want to count my steps. That's all I need. And Simeon's going through this list of things that it can do.
You're like, nice.
You're like, this one and this one. Yeah. So what did I say? I said, which one's fancier? This one. I said, okay, get me that one because I know that's the one you want to get.
She said, I know that's the one that will make you happy to get.
That will make you happy.
Things that are for you but are really for them.
Well, they like getting me nice things.
And I'm not spending the money. And she's like, well, I don't want people to spend money on me.
You are spending some money on this.
I mean, yeah. But details.
They give a certain amount toward
Think of it as a gift for you, but also a gift for them because you're making them happy.
Yes, that's how I am viewing it.
Yeah. I still do have a really hard time like accepting presents or things or gifts or compliments.
Me too.
But I found that I found a way to escape it by just saying, "Oh, thank you very much," and then they leave you alone. It's horrible, but I really do appreciate it. But I'm like, but that's the secret phrase. My secret phrase anyway.
See, but I know her better.
Oh, that's true.
And it's never gonna stop.
It's a gift for everyone.
So I'm pretty sure we're the only ones still in stream.
Yeah.
That's okay. We're just hanging
Drive them out.
Yeah.
I mean,
nobody else talked about their backstories. I feel
I
like
could do that.
I like blathered about my backstory and
You got asked. Yeah, there's no blather.
Yeah. That's true. I don't know. There was a little bit of blathering.
Blathering and very appreciated.
Yeah.
I didn't even get into how she changed her name or anything. Yeah.
Plot thickens.
Arcia wasn't her name.
Whoa. Why now? I gotta know why. Why did she change her name?
Well, Arcia means lonely.
Oh.
Arcia means lonely in Elvish, which is one of the languages that the Firbolgs speak, and essentially, she was being such a little petulant, whiny child about being lonely as a teenager that her mom just started calling her lonely instead of.
It's families, right?
Yeah. It's like, stop whining that her name was Glenwyn.
Oh.
Glenwyn. Interesting.
Cool name.
Yeah, her mom definitely pulled the you are a child of prophecy and you need to just get over it. We're gonna live here until you get your calling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, lonely, lonely, lonely. I'm just gonna call you lonely.
Aww.
But it's a pretty name.
Yeah.
I think it is pretty. I feel like we haven't heard who haven't we heard? I guess Talita.
Yeah. Don't know
we
much
know.
About Talita.
Yeah, but I don't know how much.
Nothing about Ruby, but that's the way she wants it.
Yep.
A little about Ruby.
We know that she really hates the Order of Marks.
Yeah, that we know. We know that she loves stabbing things.
I have some real nice business with them.
Burn it.
That will involve lots of stabbing.
Lots of stabbing.
No, really?
What kind of business?
The stabbing kind.
Stabbing business.
Stabbing one.
The best kind.
I thought I heard you say I have some real knife business or something.
Oh, that would be better.
You know, I think that's the root of the puns, is I just mishear everything.
Yeah. That'll do it.
I think we know what Ruby's favorite YouTube channel is now.
Right?
No, but those are like kitchen knives. She doesn't care for cooking. She doesn't really know how to do it. She just likes bakeries and.
There's not like a big difference between stabbing knives and cooking knives, really.
Well, the ones you use for stabbing people instead of stabbing your dough, or I don't know, like your D&D version of pizza, is that the one that you stab people with are like they have better aerodynamic and everything. So that you can stab them faster. Like, you know, like they're getting like pretty big by the end of it. And I'm pretty sure that would. What?
You can use the same science and just make stabbing knives instead of chef's knives.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like Ruby would actually know how to make her own knives, like out of wood or something along. Like she would perhaps even like take wood and do some magic on it to make it harder and then carve out of it.
That's,
or probably carve out of it first and then like make it harder. That would make more logical sense.
That is the other thing I collect is knives. So sometime I will have to show you all my knives.
Yes.
But... One sec. Sorry.
I like the idea of just a collection tour.
I like it too.
I have teacups and teapots. That's what I collect.
I guess I collect.
They're very pretty.
Things. Just general things.
Knickknacks.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, Kurt clearly doesn't collect anything.
Yeah. Although
you collect conference lanyards, I see.
I do have a bunch of those. About 90% of the things that I collect also do reside within this like 5-foot square. So.
As they should.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that a Samus behind you?
Huh?
Above the, is that a Samus?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got into such an argument with Matthew when I told him that Samus is a girl.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He was so mad at me. He was so mad at me.
Yeah.
But I just pulled the like I'm older than you and I just know these things and you just have to trust me. He's like, fine. It's a girl. And he doesn't and it's not that he even has anything against girls. Like he he was sure that it was a boy and then I was saying that he was wrong. That's what the argument was.
Oh, for sure.
He likes to think that he knows things.
Yeah, he's 4.
Yeah. That's funny.
Your boy is 4 as well, isn't he, Kurt?
Yeah, yeah. 5 in like 3 days. What's today? What is time? Oof, like yeah.
Is January 2nd his birthday? The first. Matthew's is the 2nd.
Oh, no way.
1 day older than Matthew. That is amazing.
That's awesome.
How old's your daughter?
She's 6. She'll be 7 in March.
Oh. A little bit younger than John.
Yeah.
That's so cool. New Year babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to be born the day after Christmas and waited a week.
So. I was like, I'm gonna take my time.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is his motto.
He's very laid back.
I'm doing my thing the way I want, and
John is our speedrunner child.
I like that.
Yeah, both my kids are in. We got them Switch lights for Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah, they love it. They're both playing Age of Calamity. It's hilarious.
I should still buy that game.
It's good.
I only played the demo.
I haven't bought it for myself now because I ended up getting it for them. So.
I'm back.
Hey.
I'll be back in a sec. I'm gonna go and make some more tea.
I'm Mozart.
Right.
Ooh.
Nice.
It's a nice one. It's really nice.
It's my favorite one.
I had one like that, but I lost it.
It's very sharp. It was given to me by a family friend, which was pretty cool.
That's cool.
So, yeah. I have a whole book on knives downstairs called Sharp.
Who's it by?
I can't remember.
It's fine.
Knifey McStabberson.
Somebody sharp.
Stabby McStabberson. I like that.
Specifically about like the history of knives and like chef's knives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here it is. I feel like we need like affiliate links for all the stuff we're sharing in the Twitch chat. Yeah. This is my most recent knife purchase.
Ooh, I love it.
It's just a very like.
We have the same knife.
Oh yeah, nice.
I say we.
We need a fat D&D site, is what this means. Place to put all our
Yeah, right.
affiliate links and previous shows. You know.
Yeah.
So we can make thousands.
Gee, if only we knew like a web developer or
Right?
5 to get us a good website going.
I mean,
Where do we even hang out?
I
Like, what's
can't
the-
even get up to shop. So.
Yeah. Well, you know.
I love how Jonathan, you just like shrunk to half
Not
your size.
not me. He's been doing it since day one of his career. No, don't ask me.
What's that saying about the shoe cobblers? Or the cobbler's shoes or whatever.
They're always the worst.
They're
Always
the worst.
have holes in them.
Whatever. Yeah.
That's a potential way we could get more streams. I could
Make shoes.
like stream while I'm making the.
Making shoes.
Well, you're making shoes, yeah.
Cobble shoes together. Yeah.
Oh, you cobble together.
I could stream and making the function in Dragon Shop.
You should.
Yeah.
I would watch that.
I would watch
Yeah.
that too.
Oats.
How it's built.
Like oats.
Functions in
Mhm.
Dragon.
Now I'm-
I
Shop.
wouldn't, but
Now I'm
Oh, man.
scrolling, Etsy looking at knives.
Oh,
Oh,
yo.
it's a dangerous game.
Dangerous.
there's so many pretty ones.
SOG.
There's-
are my
there's a,
favorite
knives.
knives.
I've got a I think I have a link in my notes somewhere, but I have a the Gyoto
Oh yeah.
hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. It's a chef's knife, but it is $360 for a chef's knife, and it's very hard for me to justify an almost $400 chef's knife.
No, it's
you
not.
want to spend good money on a chef's knife.
No, I have good chef's knives, but it's very hard
What's
for me
the
to
ones that we
justify
have? Carrot.
$400.
Turkey.
I have like $150 chef's knives, like single knife chef knives, and this is a $400 single chef's knife, but it's so pretty. I love it. Sometime I'm gonna post a very long Twitter thread. I've like started writing it and never finished it, but just of all of the knives that I like and want to buy and how much money it would cost me, because I will not have any money when I'm done. The other problem is I'm running out of places to put knives. Like, it's a real problem. Somewhere.
I just had
Go ahead.
an idea of like a corkboard style thing, but for knives. You could just
Yeah, where you just
stab 'em in
throw them. Yeah. Somewhere I have a bunch of throwing knives. Well, not a bunch. I have my like 2 good throwing knives that are solid steel and very nice. That, and I have a tomahawk somewhere.
Nice.
Like I said, collection is actually just hobbies and picking up new ones.
I
so.
have tomahawks and knives that I go and throw every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
I was back before the pandemic started. I was thinking about joining an axe throwing team because we have like a little minor team here in Indy. But
Yeah.
I thought they were axe throwers.
Sorry.
That's fun.
I love it.
Sorry, I reeled it.
No, you're good.
How do you throw an axe or a knife in a way where it sticks into a thing?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it, Kurt.
Oh no, a lot of it just has to do with the weight of it, what you're throwing, and then how you release in most cases. But I mean, it's just getting rotation correct. Is just it's just a matter of like knowing the distance that it takes for whatever size that is to rotate, and then like how far away that you should be. So like if you're constantly hitting, then you're just need to either step slightly closer or slightly further away. Like you're just
interesting.
General rule of thumb is 7 steps away from a target for a tomahawk, 6.5 for a knife, and if the handle of the knife is heavier, you throw by the blade.
Whoa. That's cool.
Those knives I just shared are my favorite ones for like a middle price range. They can get pretty expensive, but they're my faves.
Ooh, those are nice.
Yeah, they're really good.
Nice. And they have their end of year sale.
Oh, that butcher's knife, gorgeous.
Yeah, they're really good knives.
You're making me want to just go grab all my knives and show them off.
This thing is usually $7,500. This is usually $7,580, but it's $861. That's got to be a lie. That's got to be a lie.
Like,
it's probably one of those like
always on sale.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably one of those where it's like always on sale, but
I'm not sure.
They're not always on sale, but they do have sales very often, and like I think the prices change. You know, it's like they mark them up when they put them on sale, essentially.
Yeah, those knives are normally $1,000, and they mark them down $200 and raise the price to $8,000.
Pretty much. Yeah, they do that all the time. I mean, on average, the sets range between $100 to $300, but they are really good quality blades. You should check them out. They have good reviews. I'm
like, this $861 complete collection is 16 knives. Yeah. And I'm like really thinking.
You're struggling? Trying not to.
I have somewhere here in my one of my Amazon things, I think I have a very expensive whetstone set that I want to buy.
What happens when it dries off? Like...
Put more water on it. I don't know what happened. No, you're good. Sorry, I'm distracted by trying to find the whetstones. Where'd they go? I had them saved somewhere. Yeah. Anyway, someday I will have all the knives, and I will have to show them off. We'll just do a knife tour on the stream someday.
Cool.
We can get a setup where we have one camera pointed at the thing that you throw knives at from a safe distance, so you don't actually knife it. I don't know how accurate you are, but I know I would accidentally knife the camera. And then one camera where you're like, "This is a knife."
In your best Crocodile Dundee voice.
Yeah.
This is a knife.
A knife.
Yeah. That's not a knife.
It's a knife.
I actually have 3 USB webcams now. I bought John a nice webcam because he wants to start recording himself gaming and stuff.
That's awesome.
And it was one of the ones that has it's the Razer Keo. It has a ring light. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That used to have. I upgraded, but yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, got the ring light on it, which is nice. So I also got one for myself because when light is coming through the window to my right, my face is just half in shadow.
You mean a little too badass for a work call?
Mysterious.
It doesn't sound like a problem to me.
No, it sounds awesome.
I have the.
I get that comment every work video call that I do, where it's like, "Wow, you have a really impressive setup," and then you feel super awkward because then they're just webcam,
time.
Yeah, and then I feel like I'm like, oof, maybe I should just start using my webcam for 90% of my things.
Well, don't apologize for who you are.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of
for mine,
that's me.
I feel like I always have to explain too, like why.
Yes.
Like I have to like justify. Like no, I did not just buy a $600 webcam for talking to you.
Yeah, I was
you specifically.
Well, I do a lot of streaming and video production. That's always what I say. Yeah.
I'm always just like, I have a weekly live stream where we play Dungeons and Dragons, and that either gets up,
that's awesome.
one of two responses. One of which is like, that's super cool, and the other one that's like, oh.
I don't know what that is.
Well. The real world.
Two things. Yeah. Two things that are weird. Live streaming Dungeons and Dragons.
I have one friend who
I
has.
hope that you plug it too.
Yeah.
Check us out on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
My manager has told me specifically. He's like, that feels like a violation of privacy. I will promise you that I will never watch you play D&D. I'm like, okay.
Cool. Yeah.
But
All right. I'm like, you're welcome to. He's like, that just feels like I'm invading your.
My manager, my entire team, like raided our stream that one time.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was pretty good.
That was Trevor, who stopped.
They were all like, "What's happening?"
Yeah. Trevor Blades, that was here the other night. That he's on my team. Yeah.
Nice. Oh yeah, see, Kurt, you're a manager. You just gotta coerce.
Oh yeah, I can force that. I'm like, you have to come and watch us.
Mandatory work meeting.
Yeah. And part of our one-on-ones. What did you think of the stream?
That's how you kick off every one.
Yeah.
No matter what they say, no matter what they say, you have to like take the paper and just be like, huh.
Yeah.
Just write down.
It's a specific line item on their performance.
Yeah. I started off with seriously, all feedback is welcome, and then every time, okay. I would be mortified if someone did that to me.
Oh my god.
Absolutely terrified.
So, your puns, Anna, remind me of the fact that, so I just got assigned to a team last week at my new job because they were reorganizing stuff, and I got put on the team with the dev who she does dad jokes every morning stand up, and I love it. I'm like, yes,
so good.
Best person to get on the team with ever.
So good. That is a good person to work with.
That's awesome.
I love it. I have one other coworker who will make puns, but he's very, very sly about it. No.
Just like very like dry with the puns and just like pretends like they don't happen, or
extremely dry with the delivery.
Like you've gotta catch it.
Yeah, because that's the people that I hate.
No, I like it when Anna makes puns because then she's like,
yeah, I know.
Get it? And I'm like, I got it.
I'm just the personification of the pun dog. I'm like,
yes.
I love him so much. Both my parents are punsters, so it's genetic.
Yeah.
It's nature and nurture. I've been cursed, but
Blessed.
I know. It's just like.
Did you get tea or soup?
So I got tea, but then I have a coffee machine that also has frothing. So I got separate tea in this kind of barrel mug, and I got myself just frothed milk with some caramel sauce on top of it that I'm currently eating.
There you go. Nice.
I love it.
It's delicious. I wish I had more. Like, I wish it legitimately made more frothed milk, because more than half of it is actually just regular milk, and it's
But then you just have to take it back to the frother.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I think I should try that at some point. It just will take longer because it takes some time for it to froth. But it does it automatically, so like I don't have to stand there and do it on my own.
So it's not a steam wand; it's a frother.
Yeah, so it has a little magnetic kind of circle thingy, and it's magnetic and it like twirls, but it also heats up.
It's it's like a chemistry thing. It's the stir, like the chemistry stir.
Yes.
I've always wanted to get one
but like
for the kitchen. Just one of the chemistry ones.
It's delicious, especially with caramel. Like this is my dessert now.
Yeah.
But then I have some weird desserts. Like I would eat sour cream with sugar, with plain, with nothing else. Actually,
I've never
good.
had sour cream with sugar, but I mean, it makes sense.
I've had like sour cream based pies. Like,
yeah.
Like I've had like a rhubarb sour cream pie, and that was really good.
And it's not a far cry from yogurt. Like,
no, I mean I guess that's kind of the biggest difference between sour cream and yogurt is the sugar content. I don't know.
Wait, no, sour cream does not have sugar in it.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. Like yogurt has sugar. So
yogurt can be plain without sugar if you find the right one, especially the organic expensive ones are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I put quote marks. I have nothing against organic. I just wasn't able to afford it for years, so I have a certain relationship with it.
I have a lot against organic, so I won't offend anyone if anybody here likes organic food. I can rant about that for a while.
You mean about how half of it is basically fakely labeled?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
that the U.S. government only has like one certain thing that they identify as organic, and almost everything that is labeled organic isn't.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones is, you know how like sometimes you'll buy chicken and it'll be like antibiotic free.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they stopped doing that in like 1970
It's
something.
completely illegal in the United States to give chicken antibiotics. You just can't do it.
That's the same for all milk. Says like made without the growth hormone, and then it always says no studies have shown that there's actually negative things about it, but we don't use it because they said no.
Yeah.
We don't use it, but we totally could.
It would be fine if we did.
Yeah. Or like the candies that are labeled fat-free that never had fat to begin with.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, 30 grams of sugar.
Somebody's
no fat though.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna start putting like asbestos free on their thing, and then everyone will, because like you see it in the store, and it's like, wait, this one is definitely asbestos free, and this one doesn't say.
There's an XKCD about this.
Is there? There's an XKCD for everything.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. It's exactly that. It's the cereal, and two of them are just normal cereal, and then the third one is a cereal that just says asbestos free.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I'll be right back, y'all.
It's the best one.
Well, it's like when the trans fats...
I might have... When did that come out? Because I might have just like had that in the back of my mind from reading. That's an old one.
Yeah.
I probably was still reading it consistently at that time.
Yeah. That's
and that's probably where that was in from my mind.
Yeah, 1800 comics ago, so that'd have been they do 3 a week. That's like 7 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, that's about the time when I was reading it daily.
Me too. When I was a freshman in college, that was what I was doing because I wasn't paying attention in class.
I had so many comics, and I kept up with them until Google Reader left, and then I tried going to Feedly, and I don't like new things.
Yeah, no.
I say that, but like I have severe issues like changing to new things.
Yeah, I think Feedly also sucks compared to Google.
Yes, but even if it was as good as, I still would have really struggled. And so I haven't read any comics consistently since Google Reader got shut down.
I've been using FraidyCat lately as a feed reader. It's just FraidyC.at.
Like scared or like freight train?
Like scared, like FraidyCat, you know. Although FraidyCat, like, is a really good name for something.
That would be a cool name. Yeah, FraidyCat.
Cat bus.
You gotta wear like trucker hats.
Yeah. Then you're just you're just an indie band.
Yeah.
Ooh, what about FraidyCat with like a tinfoil hat on? It's like a cat with a tinfoil hat.
Oh.
You're saying cats with like with a trucker hats made me think of the lumber cats from Kipo.
Yeah.
Seen Kipo in the one?
I need to watch that.
It's so good. Yum yum ham.
My kids watched that and
It's
they really
great.
enjoyed it.
I think that I heard that it's queer as well in parts of it.
Yeah, parts of it, like the whole thing.
It's
I mean, you're making me more excited about it.
POC representation. And,
yeah, it's awesome. It's very good.
I worked.
Have you seen Dragon Prince, by the way?
Oh, it's so good.
On my list.
No, not yet.
So good.
Anna's like, Anna knows.
Yeah, it's real good.
And I also really enjoyed She-Ra.
She-Ra was great. And then they had their thing like a couple months ago, and I was like, ugh. And then
wait, what happened?
Oh, that's
right. I missed the thing.
Yeah, they had like I don't know. I can't even remember everything that happened because it was like in the middle of all of the BLM stuff when every single
one of the characters I think was basically described as a slave.
There was some like
he was working in the fields, and
they did like early concept art for Bo's like brothers who never made it into the show.
Yeah.
One of them, because their names all rhymed with Bo, and one of them, whatever the word that they used for his name was like just like a nice term for like a slave, and they like got called out for it and didn't really apologize.
Yeah,
they just kind of like they were kind of like, yeah, it was we didn't use it, and but yeah.
Yeah, they were like, oh, it was just a joke or something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect that from. Well, still happens. But
there were like no people of color really represented like in the writing team though, from what I can tell.
Yeah, I remember that's one of the things that were going around. People are like, well, how surprised are we when you have an all white team?
Yep.
Yeah, I read a really interesting.
I mean, there's also. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I read a really interesting thread on the movie Soul, which I really enjoyed. It was a great movie, but it's just like how a lot of creators, like even when they're trying their best and like using consultants, it's like you have to have the right people telling those stories, otherwise you just end up screwing things up. Even if you get a few things right, like you still end up doing so much harm. And it was just very eye-opening to me because I was like, wow, it looks like they invested a lot, but there was like some underlying parts of the story that I'm like, oh shit, like wow, I didn't see that, and of course I didn't, because like, hey, surprise, I'm white. Like,
I feel like that's the Hollywood thing though, is to be like, hey, we want to tell more stories of people of color, and it's like, hey, white person, you want to write this story?
Yeah.
That's.
Don't worry, we'll hire a black contractor.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Once you write it, we'll hire consultants to then fix all of the stuff that you put in here that's really harmful.
But also, we're not going to listen to them.
And then there's the whole issue of like not allowing main characters that are black to remain in their black bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a huge recurring problem.
Soul.
Princess and the Frog.
Yep.
And Soul and like Brother Bear. Not he wasn't black, but like
Brother Bear is a doozy.
Yeah, oh yeah, here's a main character, and 5 minutes in they become an animal.
Yeah.
Or a blob that's blue.
Yep.
In this case, and like even if it tells a good story.
Yeah.
Like where are these characters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make better movies.
There is I don't know if anybody's into Marvel, but I think Ironheart is going to be the Iron Man replacement, which is going to be pretty dank.
I'm very excited for that.
Riri Williams, is that her name?
I cannot remember.
She's like a high school student that builds an Iron Man suit.
She's smarter than Tony Stark in comics.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of people smarter than Tony Stark in the comics.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, where it's
he's the smartest.
Like
one of my favorite storylines is Peter Parker becoming the head of Parker Industries, which becomes basically like he's like Tony Stark, but if Tony Stark had never made a bunch of money on selling weapons. Cool.
If Tony Stark was just only a nerd.
Yeah. But yeah. Ironheart's really neat. I'm excited. It's going to be a Disney Plus show, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're doing 10 Marvel shows.
Speaking of Disney Plus and queer shows as well, Owl House.
Oh, Owl House! I keep
because
hearing
I've been
about
trying
this.
to get on y'all's bags for a while now.
Yeah, I've been meaning to. I'm sorry. You've been saying to watch.
I keep hearing.
Wait, is it on Disney Plus now?
Yeah, it's always been on Disney Plus.
I looked it up and it said it wasn't on there yet.
What?
Maybe it's changed since I looked it up. Because I wanted to watch that.
Yeah, I want to watch this with the kids. This looks like something they would like to.
Is it a good kids show too?
Oh yeah, it's a kids show. It's about preteens and it's very queer.
Isn't always.
As of October 30th this year, it's on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I looked it up a while back, and
I think all of the main characters are about like 12 or 13, and the queer couple, they really have like an interesting dynamic, and it exactly shows how kids feel when they get their first crushes, but make it queer. So it's like a perfect awkwardness, but also like a lovable character that you will definitely get attached to.
This is cool.
Excellent.
Oh, definitely gonna have to check that out.
Too. Nice. This will keep them busy for at least 3 days.
And it's like it's mysteries. It's kind of, if you watch Gravity Falls, it's from the girlfriend of the Hirsch guy. I forgot his name.
Alex Hirsch.
Yeah, Alex Hirsch.
Nice, the writer. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So there are references actually in Gravity Falls and this show being intertwined. I watched theories about my favorite TV shows, so
There's a bunch of references in Rick and Morty to Gravity Falls.
Huh. Yeah, from the portal,
Yeah, they're like really good friends with the Gravity Falls people. And so they just like throw shit in there. Which, God, I got a whole tangent about Rick and Morty I can go on too, so I'll avoid that.
It's both a good show and a bad show, and I love and hate it at the same time.
It is a show. It's like there's like a few things that are like this for me, but it's a show where I really like the show, but I absolutely despise the audience of the show, and so I feel bad, like being like, yeah, I like this show.
It's just like a very much white supremacy audience through and through, who like excuse their behavior because they want to look edgy.
Yeah, just like shitty white dudes on the internet is the audience of Rick and
Star
Morty.
Trek. Exactly. Yeah. So all the parts of Star Trek are bad. Some of it's good. Some of it's really bad.
Did you watch? If you like Star Trek, did you watch the Seth MacFarlane one? No, not that. The Seth MacFarlane.
I've heard good things, but I have not watched it. I've actually heard that it's
what is it
like
called?
Orville.
The
Orville. That's right.
Right?
Yeah. I've heard that it starts trying too hard to be like a ripoff, and then it becomes good once it stops doing that.
It's funny because like the first episode, if you watched the first episode and nothing else, you'd be like, okay, so this is just a Star Wars parody, or not Star Trek parody. Like they're making fun of it, and then very quickly after like the first episode, they're just like, nope, never mind, we're just making Star Trek. And there's actually a few things they do better, that I think, than Star Trek, and then. Towards the end, I think it's the end of the first season, they get their first we're doing something different than a Star Trek trope, and it's really good.
Yeah, it actually gets really good. It was funny as a Star Trek trope at first, but they transitioned out of that, and so it didn't become old.
Yeah. There was one of the episodes made me tear up, and I can't remember which one it was, but I remember watching it and just being like, "What is happening?"
Right?
They start
right? How did this? Right? How did this go from being a joke show to now I'm getting the feels?
Yeah, no, it's pretty good, honestly. I'd highly recommend that one. And it's pretty inclusive, as far as some of its storylines go. There were some good ones.
Yeah, I watched 6 episodes.
And the Lower Decks, I don't know if you've seen the Lower Decks, but Lower Decks is also really good. I love the humor in that one, and I haven't seen other Star Trek movies or stuff, and whenever I would ask, people would be like, it doesn't really match the vibe for the rest of them. So I'm kind of I'm very sad that my level of humor of that's happening around this show is not matched, because it's brilliant. It's one of my favorites at this point.
It's really good. I like that show a lot, and I've watched the other Star Trek stuff, and it's just really funny because I can picture that's how it is, because all of Star Trek focuses on the people on the bridge, and everyone else on this giant ship is just basically people in the background,
running around with their heads.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why.
Yeah, so all that stuff.
That's why Deep Space Nine is the best Star Trek because it focuses on an entire space station.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
that's the
Odo for life.
Perfect. Yeah, it's what I imagined life would be like on those ships. You know.
That's I like that. There was one episode of the Orville that was like that, where it was just like about like a random person on the ship as they like tried to go about their day, as like, you know,
everything goes on.
The like all of the, you know, heroics happen around them.
Yeah, they're just like doing their normal everyday stuff. That's the best. This is a bit off topic. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, say what you're saying.
Yeah, it's all good. It's one of the things like I'm really excited about for the Star Wars TV shows is like following other things. Yeah. Like I really, really want them to make a TV show about Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's my all-time, like aside from R2-D2. R2-D2 is my favorite character. He's my second favorite character.
Oh wow, I could talk about Star Wars for a very long time. But
it's almost like we have a podcast full of nerds.
I know. Right? We should start a podcast full of nerds.
Can we call it that? Podcast full of nerds.
Yeah,
podcast
I like it.
Full of nerds.
Wait, we should call it full on nerds. Just like that.
I like it.
Nerds like the
full on nerds.
Full on nerds. Yeah.
So yeah, the my rant about Star Wars is that Star Wars went downhill after the first three because they stopped focusing on what made Star Wars good, which was these like really localized stories about like a single person. Because if you think about the first three, right, like, I mean, he saves the entire galaxy, but it's very like just, you know, random small town kid from the
growth story,
you know, like Western City comes up and helps take down the big bad guys, train companies.
The thing that I love though is like as you get into the rest of the Star Wars universe, you realize he didn't save the entire galaxy.
Nope, not at all. Not even close.
Like it's a very like limited centrist view of this like thing, and then there's like the Chiss Ascendancy and these other people and the Outer Rim and the other people that are in the Empire, but like don't really give a shit about the Republic and the Empire and the Rebels.
And that's why I really liked Solo, and I know a lot of people didn't like Solo, but I thought it was great because it was so like we're just gonna tell this one story about. I mean, it's a character you know, but didn't need to be. It could have literally just been anybody. And I'm gonna be upset if the Kenobi show is not what I want it to be, which I know is like full on me just being like a neckbeard nerd, but.
Well, plus I have to say the casting for Solo was just.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
He was great.
And Donald Glover as Lando.
Yeah.
Which
perfect.
Was just like
perfect.
And if you saw any of his interviews about it, like he's so passionate, and he was like, that was the first, like Lando was the first action figure that he ever had that was his color, and he was like the first person that he saw in a movie that like he could relate to, and he like to be actually like embody it. Like seriously, his interviews like brought me to tears.
Yeah,
because it's so cool.
Yeah, they are.
Because representation matters.
Representation matters, and then he got to play him, and he was so good.
He was really good.
Yes.
Or were you gonna say something about the Kenobi movie, Kurt?
Oh,
that was the.
I don't remember. Oh, the show. Oh yeah, only that. I normally don't like to place like expectations on movies or shows because you just don't get let down. You just like enjoy it for what it is. But I've placed expectations on Kenobi.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. Well, and this is gonna be the problem is I have like the entire script for a Kenobi movie in my head, like exactly what I want it to be.
Oh yeah, you're definitely.
And so it's not gonna be that, and I'm gonna be upset. But I basically, you know, the movie Seven Samurais.
Yeah.
That like you know, like the Magnificent Seven is that movie, but in westerns, I want that. I want Obi-Wan Kenobi goes to Tatooine, starts living in, or actually, I love Western movies. I should back up here for a second and say I really enjoy Western movies. So Seven Samurais mixed with Shane, which is like one of the first, like 1950 something Shane came out, but it's like a really early, like good Western movie, and it's basically about this dude who just shows up on a ranch, ostensibly a gunslinger. You don't really know much about him except that he's like had a lot of violence in his past, and he shows up on the ranch and like takes care of the farmhand stuff, but ends up like making friends with the little kid who like is there and like kind of falls in love with the wife. There's like some weirdness there, but the gunslingers like catch up to them, and like he kills everybody. I mean, that's like I hope I'm not ruining this 70-year-old.
Why would you do this?
But he gets wounded like pretty fatally, and so the last line he's like on his horse riding off into the sunset as he's like probably gonna die, and he says, "Tell your mom there's no more guns in the valley." And that's like the line. But that's what I want from a Kenobi movie. Is just that, but Star Wars.
I like it.
And then transition into the song Ringo.
Exactly.
I want whatever they're doing with the show. I want it to end how it ended in Rebels. If everyone's seen Rebels, I don't know. Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah.
It's on
my
list to watch.
Started on the Clone Wars.
It's after the Clone Wars, yeah.
Yeah. It's like there's like a list somewhere of the non-filler episodes. I'm just like, whatever.
I'm not gonna spoil it then if people haven't seen it, but I want what happens in Rebels to happen in the movie. But I also kind of want. No, I'm not gonna. I want it to be longer than what happened in the show. Though what happens in the show happens as fast as it does for a reason, which I get it. It makes me mad, but
I think it's some tea. Feel free to spoil all you want.
I mean, I don't know. Does anyone else here want me to not say it?
Oh no, you're good. Go for it. Well, for me.
So in Rebels, Darth Maul shows up, and he tricks the protagonist into bringing him to Kenobi, and it's just his entire life goal. Obviously, it's like, I want to kill this bastard who cut me in half, and Obi-Wan beats him in like 2 moves. Like he uses Qui-Gon's stance and he's like, I've had years to figure out how to beat you. This is gonna be easy. And it's like 3 moves, I guess. I don't know. The fight lasts 15 seconds.
Does he say, "From where I'm standing, I have the high ground"?
No, it's not.
Does he also say, "You were the chosen one"?
No, Darth Maul asks him because Darth Maul figures out because he has a conversation with him before the fight. He's like, why are you here in this backwater planet? You are obviously here protecting something or someone. And immediately Obi-Wan's like, ignite lightsaber, let's go, we have to fight now.
Oh, wow.
And then Darth Maul, as he's dying, asks if it's the chosen one, and Obi-Wan's like, yep, it is. And Darth Maul dies happy. The chosen one exists.
That's my other big Star Wars rant is that Luke Skywalker wasn't the chosen one.
He's not. No. Anakin is still the chosen one the other day because he still brings balance to the Force. He kills him.
He's the one who does Jedi. He brings balance. He kills
literally it's balanced by 0. Absolutely. Nothing was wrong about that. They just, how you got there is,
Yeah.
The women and the children too.
Oh.
Balance.
Sand.
No one said balance was a good thing.
I think that's like the point that the prequels are trying to make, and that they kind of missed. If you don't you kind of have to think about it, right?
Yeah.
But like the Jedi are just like, yeah, you're the chosen one. You're gonna fix everything, and that means the light side's gonna win. And then they don't think about the fact that balance really means down the middle, not one side or the other.
Well, and it's actually like if you know some of George Lucas's personal beliefs and stuff, like it makes sense from some of the interviews and stuff that he was given back then. Like
the prequels were basically a giant George Bush. So
you're good. We're done.
Does Dumbledore kill Snape?
Yes, actually yes.
Hey, we haven't gotten there yet with Simeon.
And we haven't been reading them for the last 2 years.
Yeah, but
Oh no!
I'm not worried about spoilers.
Okay. I'm terrible. Literally the worst.
I grew up with my parents believing that Harry Potter was bad because magic.
Because
Lord of the
devils,
Rings was
yes.
Narnia is fine.
Yeah, Narnia is
and
fucking
Lord of the
fine.
Rings is completely fine.
Well, Narnia is like not even an allegory; it's just straight transcription onto the page. Is what it's.
Yeah.
It's literally what C.S. Lewis said about it. He said that it bothers him when people call it allegory, because allegory you have to be mysterious about.
When I was
no, it's obviously a Jesus lion.
I think I was like 8 years old when I read it, and even then, book theme messages in books, even when they're right there, go right over my head because I just don't. And even now, when I was like, okay, this is just a much more cool version of Jesus. I was like, okay, I get it.
So I don't. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I really like the very first one. I think it was the horse and his boy.
The Magician's Nephew.
The Magician's
Nephew.
The first one. It's actually the sixth one, but chronologically it happens first.
Yeah, because it was just so fucking weird. There was like that one's like, welcome tidings, something stranger, ring the bell and bide the danger, or wonder till it drives you mad what would have happened if you had.
Yeah, that's original sin brought into the world right there.
Yep.
I remember reading those books.
I love that you just rattled that off.
That was impressive.
I don't remember all the words.
I remember reading those books when I was a kid, and I got to the last one, and the last one's the one where it's just like, oh, also everyone died in a train crash.
Yes.
And I was just like, what?
That was so fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, like, and Susan doesn't get to come to heaven because she stopped believing.
Yeah.
In Narnia, so she doesn't get to come to Narnia.
No, but it just like that. Like I remember just reading that and being like, wait, what? What?
Yeah.
It was just so like.
He had to explain why, like,
anticlimactic.
The Pensieves were there.
Yeah.
He had to explain. So
he's very
like,
weird.
Yep, everybody's dead. This is heaven.
Also, all I really remember from those books is the first one and me being like very confused about why everyone died.
Yeah.
My favorite is Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
That's a good one.
Which is so great.
The snake person?
What?
What was the one with the snake person?
I mean, Eustace turns into a dragon because of his greed. No. Oh, the snake person. Oh, the lady, the enchantress.
Yeah.
Chair.
Yeah. I read that one a couple times because I lost the other ones. When I was
where they have to save Prince Caspian from the enchantress.
That's right.
And they have to go under the giant city.
Yeah.
My favorite lines from those books. I loved those books for a long time. I still do, even though I don't like whatever anymore. But my favorite lines from Puddleglum. He has a monologue. Let me see if I can find it because it's worth being accurate for.
I think we just need more of these kinds of streams of us just like talking about nerdy shit.
We should be just doing it, just chatting. We should not be streaming under D&D.
Oh yeah, I forgot to switch that.
It's still technically D&D. We're not playing D&D, but
we said words about D&D a few times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he stomps on the fire, which is where the enchantment is coming from, and it makes it smell like burning marsh wiggle. So the kids come out of their like haze, and then he says a little bit of a precursor, and then he says, "Suppose we have only dreamed or made up all those things, trees and grass and sun and moon and stars and Aslan himself. Suppose we have. Then all I can say is that in that case, the made-up things seem a good deal more important than the real ones. Suppose this black pit of a kingdom of yours is the only world. Well, it strikes me as a pretty poor one. And that's a funny thing when you come to think of it. We're just babies making up a game, if you're right. But 4 babies playing a game can make a play world which licks your real world hollow. That's why I'm going to stand by the play world. I'm on Aslan's side, even if there isn't any Aslan to lead it. I'm going to live like a Narnian as I can, even if there isn't any Narnia. So thanking you kindly for our supper. These 2 gentlemen and young lady are ready. We're leaving. Setting out in the dark to spend our lives looking for Overland. Not that our lives will be very long, I should think, but that's a small loss if the world's as dull a place as you say." And I just have always loved that, like, because she's, I don't know, for those who don't remember or haven't read it, like, she's like, "Oh, but what's Aslan? Oh, like a cat. I have a cat.
Mm-hmm.
So you saw my cat and just thought of a bigger cat. Oh, what is the sun? Oh, it's like a light. So you saw a lantern and you just thought of something bigger and brighter, and like trying to get them to think that reality isn't. Yeah, that they made up the overworld. He's like, well, your world is dumb, so.
I'm like trying to piece together what I roughly remember about watching the movie.
Oh yeah,
to everything that you've been talking about.
The movies are shit. The movies are total shit.
The Voyage of the Dawn Treader looks pretty.
That's true.
The movie Voyage of the Dawn Treader looks pretty.
Prettier in my head.
I stopped watching it.
Yeah, we watched like 10 minutes.
After there was a smoke monster kidnapping people.
The smoke monster from Lost? Like, what was that?
I let go the ninjas that were like enslaving people for the slave trade in the first like city that they came to, because there was a slave trade, and like but then they're like, don't go in the streets during the day, and then the ninjas come, and like I'm like, okay, whatever. And then but they're grabbing people to sacrifice them to the green mist monster. Like, no, I'm done with this. This is no.
Is that what the one where they sailed to the end of the world?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And
the
DC
ones are better.
Aslan country.
Yeah.
You know, this reminds me so much. So, as a kid.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Kate, I have a question for you.
Yeah, I barely remember anything, and I'm just like looking at, like, hearing all this, being super confused because it doesn't line up with my memories. But then my memories are trash, and it's kind of like all behind fog, but it still doesn't line up. And I'm like, they say words, and I hear Narnia, but I don't remember shit.
Is Rape the Sheep your favorite character from Narnia? Do you remember Rape the Sheep? You know, the mouse musketeer.
I watched it in Russian. So
he's the tall mouse with the sword.
There was. I don't. I remember a dude that was like half. What is it? The
fawn, Thomas.
Half goat.
One that greets the little girl when she came into Narnia.
That's
yes.
Yeah, that guy, and some evil snow queen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's the first one.
That's like.
That's the lion.
And the lion, which now apparently means it's Jesus, which I haven't realized. And that's basically it. I don't remember. There was also a war, I think. Yeah, I remember them fighting in a war.
Yeah, there was a war in one of them.
And that's it.
So Edmund, there's a couple of wars. Edmund does something bad, and the witch is like, the old laws say that now I get to kill him, and Aslan is like, kill me instead for his sins.
Oh, wow. How did I never pick up on this?
And then, but because, and then there's even older magic, and so then the next day at midnight, he is alive again. And then he eats the witch.
Wait, but you said you like the books? That's weird.
That's the. I got them as a present when I was like 6.
Yeah, you would have been 6 or 8 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's usually when our parents bought that.
Yeah.
So.
They're good books. They're good kids books, but it's very overt.
If you want kids to like, not that I'm pushing the Christianity or anything like that, but if you want them to actually like experience the story of Jesus, it's the literal best way to do it is to like give them that book. Just like, look, if you're gonna learn this in school, learn it this way because at least it's cool then.
At least there's some magic.
Yes. You mean you don't want them to have to read through the genealogies?
No. I don't want them to have to go through all that work.
There is a service in the Orthodox Church where they read the whole genealogies.
All of
them.
This is completely unrelated to. Well, it's not unrelated. It's related in a way that is.
We can change the topic.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen the show Preacher?
Yeah.
I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it.
No.
So Preacher is great.
Yeah.
If you like shows that are incredibly sacrilegious and gross and hilarious, but also, did I mention incredibly sacrilegious? Because holy shit.
Wait, sacrilegious? Like against religion?
Yeah. Preacher, it's great. It's wonderful. It's an AMC show, and it is like about a Texas preacher who gets it's the comic was written by the same guy who wrote The Boys. So if you know like the story of The Boys, you can kind of imagine what that guy writing a comic book about Jesus would be. And the show is it's great. It's hilarious, and it's basically this preacher gets the word of God, which gives him the ability to just tell people to do something, and they have to do
Control reality, really. Even goes beyond.
Yeah, he basically
people.
just could. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he does not use that side of it a lot. No. I feel like, but there are a few instances where things happen, and you're just like, holy shit. But the genealogy thing just made me think. There's a whole arc about the line of Jesus that the like secret religious organization has kept alive, and it is awful. it's good. It's a good like arc, but holy shit, is it like ridiculously sacrilegious in every single possible way.
It's funny to me, like shows like that. So are you guys familiar with are you all familiar with The Golden Compass?
Yes.
And his Dark Materials.
I love those books.
So I remember when those came out and people were like, oh, they're anti-Christianity, blah, 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 blah. And I was running a youth group at that point, and several of the kids were interested. So I went and I read the book and watched the movie, and I was like, all the critiques in here that apply to Christianity are 100% valid and are issues we should be working on.
Yeah. Those I really like.
Did you then smuggle the books to the kids?
Yeah.
No, their parents actually let them read it. My parents were like, "Oh, it's so bad. They're undermining Christianity." And I'm like,
I remember.
You guys actually paid attention to these issues and dealt with them out, head on. This book would have no grounds to undermine Christianity because these are all valid problems.
I remember all of the like freaking out, especially about the end of the last book. That was just like I won't spoil it for anybody or anything, but the end of the last book gets a little sacrilegious in and of itself, but not in a way that's like terrible. It's just, it's a thing. but I remember everybody freaking out about it and me just being like, why? Like, what's bad about this? But anyway,
I feel like I should read them.
They're good. There's she has like a polar bear familiar, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. Did anybody ever read the Bartimaeus books?
No.
This was like a YA novel when I was a kid, but it's about like demon summoners, like a kid who could summon demons. But it was like alternate history, and so it was set in like Victorian times. It was pretty cool.
No, I'm not familiar.
Yeah, it's just called the Bartimaeus sequence. There were a bunch of things that like happened. So like there was like the American Revolution, but it like involved demon summoning and like lots of things like that. Oh my. Quite interesting.
Okay.
They're very good. I liked them. They're YA, so like,
these covers look so familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good. I also just read not too long ago, if anybody's interested in like a really, really good fantasy series, V.E. Schwab has what are they called? A Darker Shade of Magic. That is fantastic. I would highly recommend those books. They're about Shades of Magic, the Shades of Magic series. They're about a alternate. Well, it's not an alternate reality. It's alternate universes that are parallel to ours, but some of them have magic and some of them don't, and like a bunch of wild shit happens, and about a person who can travel between the realities. It's very cool. It's very good. I can recommend books all night though, so like.
Actually, my mom wrote a book very similar to
this. I actually would like a recommendation. Oh, sorry, what?
No, what'd you say, Kate?
Yeah, what were you saying?
I want to say I would actually like a recommendation because I have quite a lot of books and I have a tendency to start them but not to finish it because my ADHD specifically has a thing where it's very difficult to focus on reading. So I often have to actually have my noise canceling headphones on so that I wouldn't hear the refrigerator or like other small sounds around the apartment, and I would have to like really just sit down and look at it. And if it's like reading technical documentation, I also have a screen reader that helps me focus a bit more, but not obviously with the like physical books. Can't really do that there, unfortunately. And sometimes I forget and I start and like think, okay, read this. And then my brain kind of lags. Wait.
Yeah.
I try to like pinch to produce any audio. What's up?
I listen to audiobooks to get around that. I don't know if that works for you. No.
I can listen to podcasts only because the episodes are short and you can keep the context easier in your head, at least for me. Gotcha. But yeah, I was thinking maybe if perhaps I should just find some kind of book that would spike a lot of interest in me so that I can like hyper focus on it.
I would definitely...
So like something queer, something that's perhaps like a fantasy or
I would...
sci-fi.
Highly recommend the Shades of Magic books. They're like queer adjacent. The main character's not queer, but like many of the other
also
characters
not
are.
A big commitment thing because
there's
just
only
one book, not a series. I cannot
Shades
do
of Magic is 3 books, but it's not like too bad as far as that goes. They're not very long.
I'm a completionist. I will force myself to read it even if I won't understand a single sentence in the books and will have zero idea what's happening.
I mean, you should be able. I would think you'd be able to understand these books. They're very. I don't know. I think they're very good. I think they're very like approachable. And they're not like YA fiction. They're like adult fiction, but they're just like very approachable adult fiction. They're not ridiculously over the top. I would also recommend. Well, they're all series. The Magician books are really good. There's 3 of those. What else have I read recently? Well, these are series 2. There's Brent Weeks has a series called Perfect Shadow that's really good. It's about like an assassin. It's kind of an interesting premise. He basically took like he basically had the idea for like the perfect assassin with like a magical power and like what they would be like, and then he was like, I will tell their origin story, and that's where that book comes from.
I think it's difficult to find like fantasy, sci-fi, like non-series books because if the author creates this whole world, they want to tell lots of stories. If somebody is just creating a story in our current world or even like a historical fiction sort of thing, it's easier because the world is established.
Yeah.
But with sci-fi and fantasy, you have to like establish the world.
Oh yeah.
Also,
something like historical fiction is fine. I think I just need something that would have some sort of like exciting story around it.
You might check out. So if you want something, again, this one it is a series, but I think this might be the most approachable series you could get to. Rainbow Rowell has a book called Carry On. That is a Harry Potter knockoff. It's kind of a parody. She basically took like.
Carry On is a bag. I didn't realize. Yeah, that's right. Those things called carry-ons.
Oh yeah, like a carry-on.
Oh, because you just googled.
Yeah, Rainbow Rowell is the author's name. Simon Snow is the worst chosen one to ever be chosen. That's the intro.
Oh, it's one of those, just like, here's your main character, everything that they do and whatever they get in life they don't deserve, and we're gonna make it as apparent as possible sort of stories.
Yeah, and so it's
lean into it.
Carry On is a ghost story, a love story, and a mystery. It has just as much kissing and talking as you'd expect from a Rainbow Rowell novel, but far, far more monsters. And Rainbow Rowell writes like only queer fiction, so like that's like what this is. And Lev Grossman, who wrote The Magicians, which is one of my favorite book series of all time, gave this like one of the best reviews like I've ever seen for a book. So I haven't read it yet, but it's on my list if you need one. Then the sequel is called Wayward Son, which is hilarious. So it's Carry On, Wayward Son.
A really good just single no series fantasy book that is just, it's beautiful. It's just like deeply beautiful. Is called The Night Circus.
Night Circus?
Yeah, it came out about 10 years ago. I don't remember the author. I just remember when it came out because it's when I was working at Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
Like NIGHT. The one thing that is difficult is that like the chapters skip between like time, like in history. But I mostly just ignored that.
Oh yeah, that's
I understood
fine.
most of it fine. Yeah.
Wow.
It's really good and it's so beautiful. And it's like tragic and there's like a queer love story in it, and
I completely forgot about this book.
Isn't it so good though?
Yeah, I read this
so good.
Probably when it came out.
Yeah.
And
it got very overshadowed, I think, because it came out at the same time as Water for Elephants, which then was made into a major motion picture. And I think it just got kind of forgotten.
Yeah.
Is that kind of similar to The Time Traveler's Wife? Because I read that before. Like, because you mentioned like time jumping between.
No, it's not time travel. It's just like they tell the parts of the story not in order.
Mm.
Well, there's some maybe time travel, but most of it's like it's not told in order.
Another one, Pirate Cinema by Cory Doctorow, is completely like different genre, but it's like modern techno stuff. Like it's about like
Pirate Pyramid?
Cinema. Pirate Cinema. And so basically it's about this kid who like leaves home because it's kind of a dystopian world, but it's written by the guy who runs the EFF, the Electronic Frontier Foundation. So like it's very technical in some good ways, but it's basically like he leaves his house because his family gets hit. Oh, he pirates movies, and the DMCA like hits him, or DCMA, whatever it is, Digital Content Millennium Act or whatever, hits him. And like his parents lose like their internet access, which is how they all have their jobs. There's a bunch of stuff. So he runs away from home, and he kind of becomes like a homeless kid on the street, but like gets taken care of by these people. And like basically it's very like ideal homelessness, but he starts a pirate cinema in the sewers underneath the city, and so they like start showing pirated films in this like theater that he builds in the sewers, and it's really good, and it's very like, you know, fuck the police, like run away from the law.
I mean, as far as I remember, it's the pirating itself is not illegal. It's the sharing it back to other people that is.
Downloading it's illegal.
In this dystopian future.
But yeah, and that's it's essentially all the books he writes are like, if you take a single thing and like push it to its end. My favorite book, one of my favorite books of all time, is called Walk Away, and it's by him, and it is very queer and very graphic in some ways, but it is very like he basically says like he like pushes our like late stage capitalism as far as it'll go, and then has people who just walk away from that and live in the space between cities that is like no longer inhabited. It's very good.
It's not fantasy and it's also not queer, but it is very good, and it's a single novel and it's sci-fi. Ready Player One.
I heard it's a very white male kind of thing from a few of my friends.
Yeah.
But it's like it's not the audience is not everyone, and like it feels from like the very first few pages.
I definitely skimmed through. He's like got a whole section on masturbation that I skimmed through.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm skipping this part because I'm not interested. Nothing wrong with it. Just that doesn't interest me.
Yep. As an
It's
asexual,
a good
I feel that.
story, and it's way better than the movie.
Yeah. The other book that I'd recommend, it's a little bit more, I don't know, it's a little more surreal. It's by Neil Gaiman. It's called The Ocean at the End of the Lane. And I really enjoyed that one.
American Gods by Neil Gaiman is really good too.
So good.
So is
Very
Good
thick
Omens.
though.
Good Omens is fantastic.
Yeah, Good Omens.
If you haven't
Good
read Good
Omens
Omens,
is hilarious.
that one's got some nice like queer undertones
I
to
love
it.
Good
Yes.
Omens.
American Gods.
Undertones.
Well,
Oh wow. Okay, no, there's no way I can read this much.
what is that?
Good
This is,
Omens.
it's American Gods. I have the book.
Yeah. American Gods is long.
It's
I
about 800 pages.
It's good though.
No. Sorry.
I have a
I could probably
recommendation
read
for
it
queer romance.
in a week or less when I was a kid, but not now.
I think I might recommend Wicked.
Yeah.
Like the one
You know,
with the.
I should reread that with my newer worldview.
It's
I
good.
feel like I should too, but
Wait, is that called like Wicked Book?
Wicked, like the Wicked Witch
They-
of the West.
They made the musical based off of it, except it's really not based off of it.
There's some really dark stuff in there.
That book is dark, and then it only
And
gets
lots of
darker.
sex.
It's true.
Yeah,
It does
the
only get
series is
darker.
super dark.
There are 2 other books. You don't have to read
Yeah,
them. Wicked is pretty
Confessions
standalone.
of- Yeah, there's Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister, which is a little more lighthearted.
Yeah. Son
But
of
I
a
don't
Witch is
remember-
the second one.
Oh, that one's real dark.
That
It's
one is
real
so
dark. And
I
then
could finish it.
the other one is about the Cowardly Lion. I can't remember what it's called though.
Courage or something.
Yeah. Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Kate, you should definitely both read and watch Good Omens, though. It is
Yes.
very
Good
much.
Omens.
Wait,
your
is that
alley.
the thick ass book that you just showed? Because
No.
there's
No.
Good Omens. Hang on. I actually do. I have it. No, I don't have it anymore. I think I lent it to a friend. Good Omens. I'll show you.
I have a Code Complete book that's as thick as that, and I read I think maybe 10 pages during the summer, and I never touched it ever since.
It's a lot more
and I'm pretty
compelling
sure
than
it
Code
will
Complete though. just
remain
so
for
you know.
years that way.
Good Omens is no. Give me the book link.
Oh, we're ending
Oh,
the
also-
stream so Kurt can go.
Oh,
yeah.
sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Couple minutes.
Bye,
Yeah, yeah.
if anyone is still watching.
I mean, we can stay on
Yeah, that's
Skype.
fine.
Yeah.
I still want to talk because I have a recommendation for everybody.
All right,
Yeah, and if
later
you want a really
to
cute.
the stream folks though.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Hope you had fun.
Bye. If you're
As
still
we
here
yell about
listening to us
fucking
ramble,